It's the NCAA Men's Division I Championships as semifinal action is underway as the teams vie for a spot in the championship matches tomorrow. Austin Eckroat of Oklahoma State on the tee at the par 3 fifth, 194 yards today. Eckroat won his quarterfinal match this morning, one up in his match against Clay Fagler, and very good shot into 5, and he's going to have a good look at birdie. Oklahoma State won the national championship in 2018. Pepperdine in match play for the very first time. NBC Sports and the NCAA proudly present the NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championship. Coverage presented by Geico and Stiefel. For the 6th consecutive year, the same venue playing host to both the men's and women's NCAA championships. Greyhawk Golf Club, the Raptor course, is Tom Fazio design, playing as a par 70, just under 7,300 yards. Who will advance to the championship matches on Wednesday? Gorgeous views by the clubhouse and a look down at Greyhawk Golf Club. A lot to be decided in this 123rd edition of the Men's Division I Championships from Greyhawk. This is the 12th year of match play. Settle in for a fun evening of match play semifinal action. Bob Popo along with Kurt Byram. So glad you can join us. Steve Burkowski calling the action. Billy Ray Brown, Nota Begay, Jim Bones Mackay out on the golf course. Let's take you out to the third and welcome in Steve Burkowski.
Good afternoon, Bob. The anchor match between Oklahoma State and Pepperdine. Bo Jin going up against William Mao. Jin with an early one-up lead through the first 2 holes. The freshman has been impressive so far this week for the Cowboys. Bones Mackay down there watching this group and see what he can do here with the putter.
Absolutely right. He's been very steady in the early going here. William Mao gave him the second hole after 3-putting from some 40 feet. William Mao just 3-putted this third green for the second consecutive time in terms of in this particular round. And Jin again now with this par putt to go 2 up.
That's kind of surprising. Mao made a really good 15-footer to have the first hole.
Yeah, the putt he missed on number 2, Mao that is, was from 3 feet, and it appeared to shake him up a little bit.
Pepperdine 5, Oklahoma State is 2 up.
Oh, Jin 2 up early as we go to 5.
Austin Eckroat, after a wonderful tee shot into 5, has birdie to win the hole. Billy Ray Brown with this match.
Yeah, big break from right to left. He goes 2 up in his match, does Eckroat.
That looked pretty confident.
Yeah, center cut.
Over at the second, Jonathan Brightwell of Oklahoma has a birdie putt to go 1 up in his match against David Pooch, the first match out for Arizona State and Oklahoma.
Pooch, the sophomore for ASU, has had a good year but hasn't played well here recently.
Over at the par 4 sixth, Pepperdine's Joe Highsmith, first match out, 2 up in his match against Aman Gupta of Oklahoma State, delivered a deciding point for Pepperdine this morning.
Tough putt here, up and over, a little rise in the green.
I had a chance to visit with Joe during the lunch break, and a little aggressive there. Very relaxed, never seems to be flustered by anything.
Typically very steady, keeps the ball in play. Saw some great short game shots, especially the one earlier today at 8.
Over at the first, Riggs Johnston has a putt for birdie to win the hole. Ben Lorenz of Oklahoma still has a par putt, and Johnston, Kurt, really has been extremely steady and very good for Arizona State.
He has. He's played great. He finished 3rd in the stroke play portion. He's done everything really well. His short game's been good. He's putted well. When he has driven it into a fairway bunker or a little bit of trouble, he's recovered well. He's already seen this putt from his opponent, so he knows it's quick. He's putting down the valley, toward the valley.
Won his match this morning 4-3 against Ryan Burnett of North Carolina.
Putting that direction, typically, even if it looks flat, it can be deceptive. A little extra run out.
Back at the 6th, Highsmith now for his par. That was pretty steady.
Got the good read when it ran by the hole the first time.
Aman Gupta now par putt to tie the hole and remain 2 down. Used it all, but the hole is tied.
Pepperdine is 2 up.
Back over at the par 4 first. Ben Lorenz of Oklahoma has a putt for par. He lost his match in the quarterfinals to Michael Fiegels of Illinois, 4-3.
Slower going this direction. And that got him right there. He had it on a good line if he'd had the correct speed.
And Kurt, he also gave Riggs Johnson a pretty good preview of what his putt's going to look like.
He sure did. Chance for Riggs Johnston to jump up on him early. If he makes this for par, 1 up after 1.
And in the individual play, he was rock solid on putts of this length. So Johnston wins the hole with par and goes 1 up. Over at the 5th, Eugenio Chikara, first putt.
Great try there. That big breaker, and then at the end, once it started turning left, that was running downhill down the valley.
Let's take you over to the par 4 6th. Bushnell tells us 99 yards to the hole.
Yeah, just back into a slight breeze as well. That holds position just on the top of a crown. There's a slight slope just in front. Needs to carry it up there at least a couple paces. These greens in the afternoon have been getting very firm.
That little bit of breeze in from the right. It'll land this up on top. Watch the spin just a little bit.
Needs a good one here, 2 down. Austin Eckroat has missed the fairway left, but he has a good lie and a good angle. Oh, chase it up that ridge. Very nicely done there. Controlled the spin.
Clay Fagler won his match this morning 6-4 against Vincent Norman. Back at the 5th, Joey Versich of Pepperdine has this birdie putt from short of the green to win the hole.
Big breaker to the right. Let's see if he gave it enough room. He did. Just a little too much speed. Both those players have testy par putts coming back.
Back to the par 4 6th. Austin Eckroat getting set to play his second. Billy Ray said the lie's okay.
Lie is actually decent here in this left rough. Assistant coach Downey Dar walking alongside Austin Eckroat.
I had a pretty good lie, huh? Pretty lucky. What's that? I had a pretty good lie.
And that I was estimating where I was at about 7 yards of tumble.
Okay, based off the lay you were saying. So right at the middle ground, the blue.
According to Bushnell, 72 yards to the hole.
You know, assistant coach Downey Dar walked up on the green.
Lie at 67.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to find this. You heard this. 67 yards. Let it chase up the hill.
Be careful here. If you land this coming out of the rough with not much spin, if you land near the hole, it could very well run over the back of the green. It slopes away and back.
Yeah, there's a great chance of that, especially coming out of this lie.
The
He's going to land it almost in the spot he's looking for, right in the base of that slope there. Not too bad from that position. You just see how firm these greens are. Even though that ball hit into the slope, it should stay there. Easy. And it will stay.
There's a slope just past that. It could have fed off the back, but a good shot from that rough.
But advantage Fagler, who's in closer for his birdie. Over to the fourth.
For Pepperdine's Dylan Minetti, a couple of putts to win the hole, go one up in the match. He plays quickly. He went out first, set a tone early. It'll be interesting to see how he can deal with being fourth in the lineup for somebody that truly is full speed all the time.
I thought the same thing. When I saw the matchups, when they put him out, I thought, boy, Minotti, if it slows down, see how it affects him.
Eugenio Chikara has this putt for par. So Bursidge remains one up in that match. Highsmith 2 up in his match. Pepperdine leads in 3 of the 5 matches, but early goings here in the semifinals, and Arizona State and Oklahoma just getting started. Kurt, obviously the temperature continuing to get warmer and warmer. We're expecting to be over 100 degrees. How much will this golf course change from what the student athletes faced this morning?
Quite a bit, actually. And we throw in a little wind, which is typical in the afternoons this time of year. Little wind out of the west southwest. That'll help dry things out as well. So it's a lot tougher golf course in the afternoons. And there's just enough rough out here to make a difference. And I'm not talking out in the desert. There's desert on both sides on these par 4s and 5s, but there's just enough of this overseed rough that if you don't drive it in the fairway, it makes a big difference.
Other than Dylan Minetti of Pepperdine, who had to go extra holes, and his point in that match didn't matter, most of the guys got things done in relatively short order, didn't even have to play 18. That rest was certainly needed.
No doubt about it. It's supposed to get to 104 degrees out there today. These are walkers. You know, they're walking. There's no shuttles. It's a long day for these guys. Quarters in the morning, semifinals in the afternoon. They got to hang in there. It's a mental test as well. It's not just the physical part of it.
All right, out to the fourth.
Bo Jin getting ready for his second at the par 5.
Yeah, another good tee shot, 243, total 228 front door. Just looking to put something anywhere on this very small green. His opponent in some trouble at the moment, trying to cut this mid-iron into the center of the green. Let's see if it can carry just a hair, and does not. But that's a good angle in terms of getting the ball up and down as this green does pitch from back to front.
Yeah, it's a push-up green there at 4. A lot of steep slopes all around it.
Back to the third opening match for Arizona State and Oklahoma. A couple of par putts coming up for Jonathan Brightwell and David Pooge.
Yeah, Pooge missed the green long. Played a decent shot, just didn't have enough check on it. Ran out about 15 to 18 feet, and Jonathan Brightwell hit the green. Beautiful shot from the left rough, and just unable to get his birdie putt to the hole. So he still has a little bit left on his. Pooge coming back up the slope a little left to right. Both players on the previous hole we saw missing those real nice birdie looks. So still waiting for first blood to be drawn here. Brightwell in a good spot to go up early in this match.
Yeah, Pooge out of the gates quickly this spring. The 9-shot victory at Pepperdine's event. Then he went out to Hawaii and went low there, and seemingly has hit a little bit of a wall. But his head coach Matt Thurman says it's not as bad as it might appear. It's just that 1 or 2 holes that, you know, he throws up a big number and turns 68 into 73.
Sometimes expectations can get in the way as well. Oh, good stroke there. Unlucky.
Clay Fagler trying to cut into Austin Eckroat's lead. Birdie at the 6th.
Yeah, this to win the hole. Really tricky coming down the hill. And bingo there. Trying to build some momentum is Fagler.
Back to 3, Brightwell. This short one, win the hole, go 1 up.
Yeah, Ryan Hibble, head coach, Oklahoma men's golf's been with him every step of the way, so I don't see that changing moving forward. Some of these players prefer to have their coach walk with them. Some of these coaches wish they could replicate themselves and be with every single player, but they have to pick and choose, and this is obviously where Hibble wants to be right now.
Brightwell had a great match this morning. He was 3 down at one point in his quarterfinal match and came back to win 3-1 and put a point on the board for Oklahoma.
Arizona State's Chunan Yu has this putt at the second for par to win the hole. And he does, so that match is all tied through 2. Arizona State and Oklahoma in semifinal number 1, the 1st and 4th seeds. And the battle between 2 and 3, it's Oklahoma State and Pepperdine with a lot of twists and turns to come.
Go out to the green at the 4th. Bo Jin's got a chance to extend his lead.
Yeah, this putt to go 3 up through 4, and this young man just doesn't make mistakes. He seems to be building on the confidence we saw him acquire yesterday afternoon, and he gets better and better. And even if this doesn't go, Mao's got 6 feet left for his par.
He had a chance to win the individual, but came up a little short.
Yeah, awfully impressive as a freshman, but maybe we shouldn't be too surprised. Go back to the 2019 U.S. Junior Amateur Championship. This is Bo Jin going up against Preston Summerhays, the 35th hole. That was to keep things going, so Preston needs just 2 putts to win. And he only uses 1. Awfully impressive. A 2-1 victory for Preston Summerhays, winning that championship at the Inverness Club in Toledo, Ohio. Bo Jin continuing to play well. Now a huge opportunity for Mao to somehow escape and tie this hole.
Yeah, well, there are no must-makes this early in the match, but my goodness, William Mao needs something good to happen. He has been very scrappy the last 45 minutes of this match, starting with the second hole.
It's a good one there by the sophomore. So he remains 2 down to Bo Jin through the first 4. Jump ahead to 7. Aman Gupta's got a par putt remaining, but might not matter. Joe Highsmith has this for birdie to go 3 up. Par conceded to Highsmith as we drop back to the 5th.
Dylan Benetti has this putt to win the hole and go 2 up in his match. So Dylan Benetti 2 up in his match. So he started off well in his match this morning. He had the lead early.
Now Gupta for par at 7 to tie the hole, remain 2 down. He's hanging in there, not off to the best of starts, but
Oklahoma State 4.
Alongside head coach Alan Bratton, maybe they can mount a little bit of a flip.
Over at the 6th, Eugenio Chikara has this birdie putt to win the hole. And he does, and he gets that match tied up. Certainly carries a lot of self-confidence. And if the name sounds familiar, at the 2019 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships, Chikara representing Wake Forest at the Blessings. Wake Forest made it to the quarterfinals, but wound up losing to Stanford 3-2. But Chikara is bringing experience to the table for Oklahoma State. And he certainly has done well for the Cowboys. Won his quarterfinal match this morning. Coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships continues with the team match play finals tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern live on Golf Channel. For more information on the 2021 Men's Golf Championships, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
First match getting to the tee at 8, and to button up that Chikara match a couple years ago, Bob, he was 4 up through 9, lost 7 of the next 8 holes. And that almost was happening to him earlier today, but he was able to hold on. So as you said, that experience and maturity. Now Joe Highsmith at 8. We'll take a look at our Top Tracer technology powered by Topgolf.
of a two-level green here. He'd like to get it on top, which he has done. This should come back. Oh, he was a little unlucky. There's slope back there, and he just missed it enough into that rough.
But compared to what he did this morning with that hole out for a two, that will be a piece of cake.
Yeah, boy, no kidding. That was some shot he hit this morning.
Now Aman Gupta up next.
Just keep it right in flag, right at that. Should move it a little to the left. If I make it 60 swing, pretty good, right? That should be.
Take another look at our Top Tracer technology powered by Topgolf.
It's always interesting to me who the coaches are with when they're out there trying to, cause they can't walk with all five, right? So they pick one guy, and got Gupta with his coach there, Coach Bratton. So I'm wondering if they really feel like they need to win this first match and put a point on the board. In a hole right now. Hang in there. And that's on the lower level, so that'll be up and out of that lower level and a fairly tough putt.
That's fine.
We mentioned that Highsmith in the quarterfinals this morning missed the green with his tee shot at the par 3 8th. And Kurt, what a remarkable second.
Just straight downhill, down valley, and it's so quick. How about this right here? Just, he said later, trying to get it within 6 feet.
How about end?
Coach Beard loved it.
Help propelling the Waves through the quarterfinals into this afternoon.
Those are the kind of shots in match play that are just heartbreaking for the opponent, to watch him make such a tough shot like that.
Because his opponent hit a great tee shot. He was in there about 8-10 feet.
Exactly.
Drop back one to the 7th. Eckroat, his second.
Yeah, this is a wedge from 170 yards here. There's a good looking shot here. Fagler is short of the green in 2.
Boy, there you go.
Oh my.
Eckroat looks like he is dialed in this afternoon. He's hitting some quality shots.
The Cowboys will need him. His record says that he'll show up. He is 6-0 in NCAA match play. 3-0 in 18, 2-0 in 19, and the win earlier today is the semifinals off and running in Scottsdale.
Back at the 5th, Oklahoma State's Bo Jin as this putt for birdie.
Yeah, after an 8-iron from 194, this putt straight up the hill, very little break.
Well, he's playing some good golf. Not only was that a good tee shot, he left it in the correct spot, so he had an uphiller.
Clay Fagler at the 7th. Got to go with Eckroat conceded.
He's got to make it, trying to chase it up here.
Normally that'd be pretty good.
Yep. But not the case there after that shot from Eckroat, and Eckroat will go 2 up in that match now.
It's a tough tee shot at 7. Easy to hit it out of play.
William Mao now must make this to tie the hole.
Fast slider, got to step up, and does.
Ooh, and a little point too. I like it. Jin remains 2 up though in that match. Hey, jump in. We're hitting the road with full-time comedian and part-time golfer James Davis for a one-of-a-kind journey. Golf road tripping. Now streaming exclusively on Golf Pass.
Go back to the 8th. Joe Highsmith checking out this for a second. Aman Gupta still has a par putt remaining, and not nearly as difficult as he did before, but got to be some good vibes seeing this green.
It's got a lot of break, and that's what they're looking at right now. They're trying to figure out a spot over there where they want to get it on that line. It's going to go hard left. This guy's just so steady. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I would be surprised if he doesn't hit a pretty good shot. You can see Gupta's mark there where the shadow is waving there, so he's got almost 3 feet left.
Do it again?
Everything but.
Wow.
What a great shot.
Missed the green. Both in the morning and the afternoon, played the whole 1 under. Not bad.
Wade Cummings has 2 putts to win the hole here at the first.
A tough putt to get close to the hole. That's pretty well done from where he was. A lot of break, uphill. He was in a low area down there.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, wow. Sisk just gave him that.
You got to be kidding me.
That was about 5 feet.
Easy 5 feet.
And it's not as if Cummins yesterday was, you know, red hot with the putter by any stretch.
Something to keep an eye on the next 17 holes in that match.
Don't you want to see them all? Anything outside of a couple feet. Talking about playing for the national title tomorrow.
Green at 4 now. Brightwell has a chance to go 2 up.
Just a little bit more work than he anticipated, just in front of the green in 2 shots, and hit a really average little pitch shot that just didn't run out. So just inside 10 feet, Burko just up the hill. Really good look, tiny bit of right to left. Puig has already been conceded his 5, so this to win. That one could come back to haunt him later in the day.
Yeah, caught the right edge, just stopped turning. So Brightwell remains 1 up as they head to 5.
Oklahoma 5. Oklahoma is 1 up.
Going to watch Top Tracer Technology powered by Topgolf. William Mao going for it at 6.
Yeah, looking to make something happen after Jin laid it up with an iron. This is on a good-looking line. If it gets a decent bounce, it should leave him just a pitch.
330 to the front edge, or right around there. That might be a problem. That could be up against that primary cut of rough, and it's pretty tall as well. We'll see when Bones gets down there.
Back over to 8.
Par 3. Clay Fagler, Pepperdine, getting ready to go.
Yeah, 187 yards. Austin Eckroyd has already hit a fine shot just about 15 feet left of the hole.
Asked for it to be good. Oh, it is.
This might go in.
Give it to him. There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
What a moment. But how about Eckroyd and Donnie Dara, Oklahoma State assistant, getting right in there and saying, great shot.
This was pure the whole way.
Seeing a trend here. Go back about 24 hours ago. Tyson Reeder playing the 8th from Arkansas. Different hole location, very similar result. Tyson Reeder with a hole-in-one on Monday.
Yes!
Well, you want to slow down the momentum of Austin Eckroyd, who again undefeated in NCAA championship match play and has a 2-up lead and has hit it relatively close. Well, you might as well just make an ace, huh, Kurt?
I'll tell you, you know, something like that could turn this match into Fagler's favor. You just don't know. Eckroyd has a lot of experience, though. He's an excellent player, so we'll see.
Shake of the head, a big smile. Fagler with a hole-in-one at 8. Play Fagler after making a hole-in-one at the 8th. Eckroyd had about a 15-foot birdie putt, Kurt, but he decided not to scoop it up. What do you think he's trying to do here?
Well, he had his coach helping him with the read for this putt as well. Just, I think, working on stuff here. Plus, there wasn't anywhere they could go. The match in front of them was in the fairway, so they couldn't tee off right away. So just using it as a little bit of practice time.
And there's also 3 more groups to come for Oklahoma State. Maybe if he winds up falling back, he could give Coach Bratton some intel. Yep. If another teammate has a similar putt. All right, over at the 6th, William Mao has a putt for birdie to win the hole.
And as Kirk mentioned, after that wonderful tee shot that rolled up against the first cut, Mao did a very smart thing. He played out somewhat sideways, intentionally 30 feet away from the flag, after Jin blew his wedge shot over the green and put himself in a tough spot. So Mao managing his game very well here. Jin ended up pitching the ball some 15 feet past the hole, so certainly Mao can knock this one in to win the hole outright, but you would expect this to have a very gentle speed, given the fact that Jin's got so much trouble in terms of securing his par.
So that's pretty well judged by William Mao. And you take a look at some success here. Thunderbird International Junior Championship and some notable champions. Just a couple of years ago, William Mao, a winner in 2019.
They hosted that tournament here for many, many years, at least 20 years.
But Mao is not in yet. Bones, you have followed Bo Jin not only in this morning's matches, but yesterday in the individual. Your impressions of what you've seen so far?
Well, he's unflappable, and I wouldn't want to play against the guy because you want to play a guy like you've got a bit of a chip on your shoulder, but Jin's just so darn nice. He gets to the tee box when there's a little bit of weight and asks you if he can grab you a water when he's over there by the water cooler. He's just very, very friendly. I've noticed that virtually everybody he's played against this week has really enjoyed talking to him as they make their way down the fairways, but he's also extremely good at this whole golf thing. He puts the ball in play. He's hit very few foul balls in the last 2 days. Just incredibly impressive. I can't imagine how good this young man's going to be if he stays in college 2 or 3 more years.
Well, kind of, in a way, a big putt here. I mean, momentum-wise, if he makes this for par, it's just, there'll be a fist pump if he does.
And that's a bit of a sloppy bogey considering he had just 125 for his second. I thought he made a mistake in not walking up and having a look at Mao's lie before he played his second. If he had, I think he would have noticed that Mao really didn't have a shot at the flag, that he was going to have to play very conservatively. And I think that's a big part of match play, is keeping an eye on exactly what your opponent's dealing with.
And Bo Jin's a freshman, so, you know, he may not have thought of that as Mao cuts into the lead.
So Oklahoma State's up in 3 of the matches, but just 1 up in those 3.
Third shot for Chikara here at the 7th. This match tied against Versich, but Versich in big trouble with an errant tee shot. Wonderfully done there by Eugenio. So finger in the air, par conceded. Chikara 1 up through 7. Semifinal action continues on this Tuesday as we're at the NCAA Championships. Coverage presented by Geico. Top 4 seeds have all advanced to this afternoon, but a lot of fun to watch.
Over at the 5th, Jonathan Brightwell has a par putt to tie the hole.
Yeah, just didn't quite pick up on the break for his birdie putt, and then got a little bit off on the speed, and those 2 negatives added up to a little bit of work left now for his par and to tie this hole. And this would be a huge turnaround for Puig if he could walk off this green being tied, because he certainly should have been 2 down after the 4th hole, with Brightwell not taking advantage of a huge opportunity.
I did notice that Coach Hibble still has the lucky sweater on. If you weren't watching the quarterfinals this morning, it's going to be over 100 degrees, and he has a lucky sweater from 2017 on today.
Yes, and let me tell you what, he's crazy. It's hot out. It's hot out. It's just simply, it's a scorcher right now. Yeah, and that's just a huge boost of momentum there for Puig. Couple mistakes by Brightwell.
I missed it both ways. I think I might pick it up and just get out of there.
Let's move on.
Jonathan Brightwell, the Rice Planters Amateur, very prestigious event, winner of 2018. And just take a look at the names, including our own Brandel Chambly back in 1983. But you got Hal Sutton, and Stuart Sink, Brooks Koepka, more recent vintage, Tom Lehman. back in 1982. Impressive list, winners of that event, who will advance to the championship matches on Wednesday. Semifinal action will decide it today here at Grayhawk.
Garrett Reban from Oklahoma. Reban struggled in stroke play, was subbed out this morning in the quarterfinals. Patrick Welsh didn't have much success, so Reban back in, see if he can find some sense of confidence here against one of the best in the world.
It's tough to get confidence back when you've been driving it sideways.
Chung-An Yu, 2019, the Australian Masters of the Amateurs champ. Top 10 world amateur golf ranking. It's a big hill to climb for Reban here today.
With desert on both sides of these holes, when you're driving it poorly, it is a nightmare.
Highsmith for his par at the 9th and buries it.
Boy, he is playing some great golf. He's tough in match play too, because he just doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
He gives Gupta his par putt, so he remains 2 up. Top Chaser technology powered by Topgolf. We'll watch the tee shot of Jonathan Brightwell at the 6th.
A little bit more aggressive here. This down the left. Puig took a less than driver in the fairway, so we'll see where this one ends up.
It popped up in the rough. It's a decent lie, but the problem with that is the runoff in the back of the green. You have to be so careful not to go long.
Over at the 9th, Clay Fagler playing his 2nd, coming off the ace at the 8th.
Pretty receptive hole location here. You're going downwind, so plan on even this short iron taking a pretty good hop. It's okay. The right side of that green sort of rolls off, so you don't want to get much right of this flagstick.
Yeah, because it's going to release right.
Coach telling him to stay just left of it. Coming out of that rough. Not much spin, but there is slope in the back, so he's fine.
And last fall, Austin Eckroat got some wonderful experience at the 2020 Mayakoba Golf Classic. Had the best finish in the field by an amateur, a tie for 12th. 14 under for the week. And just kind of put this in perspective, Kurt. That tie for 12th was with Justin Thomas, Max Homa, and Abraham Anser.
Well, he's going to get his opportunities here very shortly.
Can Oklahoma State win another national championship? It'll be their 2nd in 3 years.
Drop back to the 3rd. Mason Anderson, his 4th shot, currently tied against Oklahoma's Logan McAllister. He's going to have that remaining for 5, but you saw McAllister conceded the rest of that, so he's 1 up. Mao at 7.
From 224 and a big shot for him, considering Bo Jin has driven the ball into a world of trouble. That ball hits very softly but stays on the grass. That should leave a very routine pitch. Bo Jin, I thought, had driven the ball unplayable, but he's going to try and get down on his knees here and pitch the ball back into the fairway just because his unplayable options are not very good.
This is like Seve or Craig Stadler back in the day.
It really pinches in down there. If you choose to hit 3-wood or driver off that tee, it really pinches in, and he is in all kinds of trouble here.
And Kurt, you mentioned it. He hits 3-wood here, and I don't really get the play because it does basically cut his fairway in half. I mean, to me, if you're going to lay it up, lay it up. And
yeah.
He just really likes to, bite off a lot here if he can.
This is typically a par 5 for the resort guests, so this is a very tough par 4.
He got it out, but barely.
There it is right there. You can see the where it pinches in, the bunker's not in play on the right, and it pinches in right there down to about 15 yards wide, and that's where the drivers, even 3-woods, are getting. Even the left rough, if you hit it in the left rough with something, you know, a hybrid or 3-wood, you're going to be blocked out there.
Fred Haskins Award, presented by Stiefel, given out annually to the top male collegiate golfer. The votes have been tabulated. John Pock from Florida State, the recipient for 2021. Fred Haskins Award winner, presented by Stiefel. Congratulations to John. And you look at the last decade of winners, about 80% of them are out on the PGA Tour. Wouldn't be surprised to see Pock be out there in the years to come. Maybe Bo Jin, as a freshman, can get himself on a watch list for the Haskins Award in years to come. But right now he's worried about this third.
This is an absolutely brutal third upcoming. He's got 224 still, but he has to hit a massive slice just to get the ball up, out, and over the desert and back onto short grass. But in trying to do that, he's got to battle a right-to-left wind, making it incredibly difficult to do. I mean, just trying to get something up around the green, give himself a chance to make a 5, and hope that William Mao has a little stress with his pitch shot.
It's always intriguing. I'm sorry, Kurt.
Well, I was going to say, this crushed stone desert like he's in, it's a very hard-packed lie. Not only does he has to slice it, but he has to get it up, and sometimes it's not easy to do both. If he does, you know, it could come up way short, but like Bone said, the wind is helping from the right, and that'll keep it from cutting enough.
We've seen a lot of coaches throughout the week seemingly in those spots when their players are in trouble. Oklahoma State historically stays with one player for 18 holes. That goes back to Mike Holder when he was the coach, and I remember for 2 seasons he walked every single shot with Hunter Mahan. He said, I can either scramble myself 5 different places or stay committed for 4.5 hours. We've yet to really see much with Bo Jin here this morning or this afternoon.
And he's got to be really careful that he doesn't knock off any of these branches during these practice swings that could ultimately come into play during the shot.
Boy, he's not being very careful.
The official is bird dogging him from about 20 yards away.
Boy, he's lucky nothing has fallen off that tree.
We got a lot of golf ball here. This is just right of the green. And a very effective shot, all things considered. He still has a chance to make 5. That's about the best he can do, given where he's been playing from.
No wonder an official was bird dogging him. If anything falls off that branch,
lost a hole,
a penalty.
Right? Lost a hole in match play.
Yeah.
Over at the 9th, Clay Fagler, after the ace at 8 to get 1 down, has this to tie up this match, and he does.
Little momentum change there.
Over at the 6th, Arizona State's David Pooch has this putt to tie the hole.
He has played a so-so pitch shot from the backside of the green to this point. Brightwell 2-putted from about 18 feet for his par. This is the kind of putt under the circumstance. It's a tough read. If he just does not hit this with enough speed, it will break off to his right. So I'd prefer to keep this inside the hole with a little pace.
He did just that. That match is tied through 6, up to 8.
Dylan Minetti from Pepperdine. He has this for par to win the hole and extend his lead over Brian Stark. This would send him 4 up. Didn't go, but what a start by Minetti.
Yeah, Stark had just missed one on the exact same line as well, so had the read.
Pepperdine up in 2, Oklahoma State up in 2. You got one match tied, making the turn as the semifinals roll along. ASU leading in 2 as well. Oklahoma's got 2. Another match tied in that one.
At the 5th, Chunan Yu has this par putt to win the hole and go 3 up. This would be the 4th hole in a row that he won because he lost the first hole.
He's going to be hard to come back on. Lots of experience.
We are inside of 2 months. The Olympics begin July 23rd, live from Tokyo on NBC. Let's take you back over to 7.
Where William Mao's got a par putt upcoming. Bo Jin will have a 5th shot, Bones.
Well, I tell you what, William Mao's par putt is significantly longer than it should be. It was just one he wanted to get up in the air and get a little bit of side spin on, but he hit it thin, some 10 or 12 feet past the hole. So he'll have that putt for 4. Bo Jin has a putt for 5. I think William Mao is going to putt first. Just went over to his golf bag to clean up his golf ball. Got a bit of a mud ball in that second shot, which is why it came up short. But Mao's got to be kicking himself to some degree, given the poor 3rd shot he hit here. It should have just been very routine and just go to the next tee. But he's created a bit of an opening here for Bo.
If Jin walks away from this hole with a halve on this hole, what a mental boost that would be after all the trouble he was in. And it could happen.
This putt now, not an easy read, considering that the valley's on his left, but you feel like the ball has to go to the right.
So this for par for William Mao to win the hole and tie the match. So bogey conceded to William Mao, who has match play experience. Go back just a few weeks ago, Seminole Golf Club, the Walker Cup, representing the United States of America. And William Mao, part of the victorious team for Captain Nathaniel Crosby. Dealt with a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes on him coming off that first-team All-America season as a freshman, and sort of let the expectations get to him. I think we left Seminole feeling like William Mao sort of responded, could take a deep breath, Bones, and it's one of those things you wonder how it potentially catapults them moving forward.
No question about it. It's so fun to see how guys do react coming out of such an amazing competition such as that. Bo Jin now. We've seen some world-class fist pumps out of him the last 2 days, and I think we'll get a massive one should this go.
This would be like stealing if he makes this for 5. There's the 5. There's the double fist pump. He almost thought he was nuts going in there on his knees trying to play it, and look what happened.
That's why you fight like that. Mao, major mistake there.
Worth another look. There's one. There's another. Bo Jin, the freshman from Oklahoma State, maintaining that 1-up lead over William Mao. Spots in tomorrow's championship match on the line as the top 4 seeds continue to battle it out in the semifinals.
Back at the 10th, Aman Gupta has a birdie putt to win the hole. Lost the opening hole, was 2 down, but now he cuts into the lead of Joe Highsmith. So through 10, Highsmith's lead is 1 here in semifinal action at Greyhawk. Hope you're enjoying the NCAA Championship coverage presented by Stiefel. Go back to the 8th.
The par 3, Bo Jin getting ready to go. We'll take a look at Top Tracer technology powered by Top Golf.
Just going with a little 9-iron after watching Mao flush his and one-hop it over the green. This towards the fatter part of the putting surface.
From the tee at 8 to the green at 4, this is Oklahoma's Logan McAllister. This for birdie to tie the hole and remain 1 up.
So that match all tied through 4. For more information on the 2021 Division I Men's Golf Championships, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Over at the 10th, Clay Fagler getting set to play his second shot into the par 4, according to Bushnell. 149 yards to the hole.
And certainly the minimum changed in this match here after the ace from Fagler at par 3, 8th, then the birdie at 9th. This match tied. I like the angle from the right-hand side, Kurt.
Yeah, you got to keep it right at this hole location, though. Anything to the left with any kind of right to left spin on it can roll off that green and down into the penalty area.
He's definitely giving us some room out to the right. Might actually miss the green here. Comes up short and right.
Yeah, that might have been the wrong club there.
Now it really gets difficult from that position.
He may even consider pitching up into the slope.
Just across the line. You know, there's really not. It feels like there is a touch, but it's moving like this. See right there, just straight across. I just try to fly at 132, and you try to hit it right at the, basically at the cactus. Okay.
So Bushnell tell us 147 yards.
Yeah, because then it'll follow to the left. Yeah. 132. Okay.
Definitely advantage Eck Road here.
They were working hard on the target there, Billy Ray. That saguaro cactus, you don't want to get much left of it. Right at it would be ideal.
Yeah, solid strike. Just right of the hole. Should work its way left, Kurt, once it gets on the green coming off that slope.
This is going to be really good. That is exactly how they planned it out right there. Took all the trouble out of play. Solid shot.
Well, it's been an exciting time. Yeah, thumbs up for Austin Eckroat on May the 23rd. He wound up getting engaged to Sally Merrill right on the 18th green at Karsten Creek. They've been dating for the last 2 years. They've actually known each other since they were babies. So Sally is here, and Austin's parents, Steve and Natalie, on hand to watch here at Greyhawk.
Over at 8 now, William Mao, his third.
He had to play a very delicate second, tried to fly it in the rough and keep it there, and he's ultimately going to lose this hole. And what really hurts about it is the fact that he hit a quality tee shot right at his target but got the club selection wrong. If you're going to lose holes out here, it's because you want it to be bad shots, not when you hit good ones.
Yeah, man, that's a huge momentum turn there.
Speaking of momentum, Chun-An Yu has this birdie putt to win his 5th hole in a row. And he is now 4 up through 6. Back over to 8.
Where Bo Jin has a couple of putts to win the hole, Bones, and then you throw that on the tie at the 7th.
That's what I was going for.
You got to wonder what's going on in Williams' head, heading to the AT, thinking, how did I just not win that hole?
These 2 holes back to back are huge momentum shifts in Jin's favor. I mean, to come away with a half at 8, going to win the hole here at 9, headed into the back 9. This is a big turn of events.
It should be conceded. It is scooped up. So Bo Jin 2 up through 8. The freshman from Oklahoma State has seemingly met every challenge. He hasn't been perfect, but I'll be darned, he's got a lot of fight in him. As the Cowboys lead in 2, Pepperdine leads in 2, 1 match tied there. And Arizona State, Oklahoma, ASU leading in 2 of the 5 matches as the semifinals roll along on a Tuesday in Scottsdale. Back at 8, Arizona State sophomore David Pooge set to go, tied against Jonathan Brightwell. We'll take a look at our Top Tracer technology powered by Top Golf.
Hole cut in this back left corner, Burko. Going to take a little right to left to get it close.
Didn't quite turn that one over.
Over at the 10th, a couple par putts for Austin Eckroat and Clay Fagler.
You know, definitely was advantage Eckroat back after the second shot. Only had it about 10 feet behind the hole for birdie. Ran it past. Fagler played a nice little pitch shot.
Jeez, that's a bad 3-putt right there.
It really is. And now
you have to know how quick that's going to be on that original first putt.
And also knowing that your opponent, Fagler, has about a 4-footer left for his par. And the door wide open now for Fagler to take a 1-up lead in this match. Boy, what a change of events there. Wow.
Kid.
Oklahoma State 5, Pepperdine 4. Pepperdine is 1 up.
Boy, that is 3 straight wins for Fagler at 8, 9, and 10. As we go back to 8 with Jonathan Brightwell. Again, we'll take a look at our Top Tracer technology powered by Topgolf.
Got a glimpse of where Pooja's ball ended up. So somewhere between where Pooja's ball and halfway to the hole would be a nice line.
About like that.
Just like that, Kurt.
Let's go back up to 10.
Eugenio Chikara is second into the par 4 10th, currently 1 up in his match.
This fairway does slope a little bit from left to right, ball below his feet. Again, don't get left of this hole location. I don't think he did. Yeah, just short right. That's fine. That's a very straightforward little chip from there.
Over to 4.
Quade Cummins from Oklahoma. This for birdie to win the hole on the par 5. Go 2 up early against Cameron Sisk. There's a reason he's in that anchor match if it comes down to it.
Versich coming out of the rough at 10.
See if he can control it. The wind out of the left. He was definitely playing for that front edge, so we'll have a little chipping and pitching contest there between those two.
Pepperdine has made it to match play for the first time in the 12th year of match play competition. Right now they lead in 3 of the matches against Oklahoma State. Meanwhile, Arizona State and Oklahoma with the Sun Devils up in 2 of the 5.
Green at 8, Jonathan Brightwell from Oklahoma. This for birdie to go 1 up.
A really nice look here, Bert. Goes straight up the hill, just a tiny bit of right to left.
He was looking for it, didn't happen.
Over at the 10th, Versich got up and down. Chikara's 3rd.
He could have actually moved that ball and putted it from there when you're within 2 club lengths of a sprinkler head like that around the greens.
So that's conceded. So Chikara remains 1 up through 10.
Oklahoma State 4.
Now the Thunderbirds charities, their mission to assist children and families, help people in need, and improve the quality of life in the community. A record $14 million was raised from proceeds from the 2020 Waste Management Phoenix Open, along with monetary funds. The Thunderbirds routinely donate their time to local charities, St. Mary's Food Bank and Special Olympics Arizona.
They give an amazing amount of time, their personal time, to raise money for these charities here in the Valley, and they do a fantastic job.
Make our way down to the green at the par 5 11th. Joe Highsmith 1 up against Aman Gupta from Oklahoma State. Couple of birdie putts upcoming. Looks like Gupta, excuse me, will be ready to go.
He's never been up in this match. Gupta lost that first hole. He's never been all square in this match, for that matter. He did win the 10th hole, so he's got a little bit of momentum back in his favor.
watched him on the range earlier this week, Kurt, and it looked good. I understand that's just a range session.
Yeah.
But, you know,
you
take confidence from the range.
Yeah, and I feel like watching Gupta hit balls, he's improved a ton from his freshman to his sophomore year here. So he's I don't know, his swing looked more efficient to me. Everything looked better.
Now let's see if he can roll one in, put some pressure on Highsmith. He's taking his time here.
Be a little quick. The mountains are behind him, so the valley to his right. This match is a little bit behind right now. There are 3 matches now here on the 11th hole: tee, fairway, and green. Pretty darn good effort.
Par conceded. He has had some success in match play. Go back to last summer, the U.S. Amateur at Bandon Dunes. Aman Gupta battling Tyler Strafacci in the semifinals. And nice up and down at 13 to hang in there. And then he won the 15th as well. And how about this second shot at 16?
Boy, he didn't have much here, and he hit a terrific shot. Long bunker shot.
He would win 17 as well to tie the match, ultimately losing on that last hole to Tyler Strafacci, but certainly some experience that could serve him well here in the semifinals, and you see it. Bit of a wait there at 11 from the green to the fairway to the tee. Highsmith for birdie in the win. Look good. 11th tied with pars. Joe Highsmith maintaining that one-up lead. Let's go back to 7. A short one for Arizona State's Chung An Yu to win the hole and go 5 up. His 6th straight win over Garrett Reband.
It's a perfect storm. Chung An Yu could be the best player on ASU's team, certainly one of the better players in men's college golf, and Reband is way off his game right now, hitting it both ways.
You almost wonder if head coach Ryan Hibble knew Reband was struggling, and if you're not going to find anything, you might as well go up against the best player from the other team, and if you play a great match, you build momentum. Unfortunately, not going Garrett's way.
Whatever that little thing sticking out of that tree is that like a cactus or something?
Are you like one giant step right of the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
To finish at.
Where's the wind at? Just straight in?
Yeah, we're going to be just straight in from the side.
See like a high 20, it's like a 28 shot?
Yes.
Eckroat conferring with Oklahoma State assistant Donnie Darr as he gets ready.
Yeah, there's been a lot of conversations between Eckroat and Donnie Darr throughout the day. Eckroat 123 yards, trying to regain some of the momentum. Lost the last 3 holes, 1 down in the match.
Just don't want to go long left here. Okay, good shot, good
Very
distance
good.
control. Yeah, back into the breeze.
Over at the 9th, Bo Jin has this putt to tie the hole and remain 2 up.
Just a little frisky with his birdie putt, putting towards the valley, but pours that one in to half the hole.
Back up to 11.
Clay Fagler from Pepperdine getting ready for his 3rd.
Trying to continue to apply the pressure to Eckroat. 96 yards into the breeze here. You'd like to bring this ball in from right to left. It will move right to left, but once it gets on the green, trying to bring it in from the right, flights it down, needs one big hop.
Got it. At least half a hop. So we got birdie putts up coming at the 11 for Fagler and Eckroat. Pepperdine leading in 3 of the 5 matches, as one of these teams will punch a ticket to tomorrow's championship showdown. Back out to the action. Green at the par 5 11th. Couple of birdie putts for Clay Fagler from Pepperdine and Austin Eckroat from Oklahoma State.
And I got to think right now the easiest putt of the two is going to be here from Austin Eckroat because he's putting back up the hill just outside the distance of Clay Fagler.
Can be a little more comfortable, can he? And give it a little bit more of a roll here going up the hill.
Yeah, no doubt here.
It's just one shot, but everything has changed for Austin Eckroat after that hole-in-one by Fagler at the 8th.
Over at the 6th, Arizona State's Mason Anderson, the senior from Chandler, economics major, birdie to win the hole. And he pours that in from long distance. So Anderson now goes one up in his match, and they've got some athletic pedigree in the family. Mason's sister Abby pitched for the ASU softball team for 2 seasons down in Tempe. Back over to 11.
Fagler for birdie to win his 4th straight hole.
Yeah, putt overall, not a lot of break, but it's quick coming down the slope.
Oh, how about that? Walking it in with a couple of feet to go.
Man's on a roll right now.
Sure is. Clay Fagler 2 up over Austin Eckroat.
Boy, what a momentum change that was.
Over at the 9th, first match out for Arizona State and Oklahoma. David Puig has a putt for birdie.
Just a little bit deep with his approach from the fairway here. Found this the back part of this green, just outside 22, 23 feet. And Kurt, I tell you what, this guy has been really good with his speed and his read. He should have knocked out a couple already, just barely missed out. So I anticipate this one to be pretty close, if not in.
He sure wasn't shy.
We touched on it earlier, the great start to 2021 for David Puig at the Southwestern Invitational. It was chilly, Kurt, but it was an absolute clinic what this man did.
Boy, I was so impressed. His swing was so good. He hit so many quality shots like that one right there at number 18. The weather was brutal. It was in the 40s with 20-mile-an-hour winds. That was some performance.
He lapped the field, a 9-stroke victory for David Puig. Then a couple weeks later, goes out to Hawaii, continues to hang loose out there with a 4-shot win. And we thought, watch out the rest of the spring for Puig.
Brightwell now for birdie to win the hole. Boom. Just like that, Jonathan Brightwell of Oklahoma takes a 1-up lead.
Arizona State 4, Oklahoma 3. Oklahoma is 1 up.
Coach Hibble's sweating right through that sweater, but it's good luck, I guess. Arizona State up in 3 of the matches, but only 2 of them are 1 up. Oklahoma up in the other 2 matches. Meanwhile, Pepperdine leads in 3 against Oklahoma State.
I'd love to be that fit again.
Birdie putt here for Joey Versic at 11. Oh, he just rams that one in.
Flew in the hole.
Chikara's got a birdie putt upcoming, but Versic, one of the leaders of this Pepperdine Wave squad. Chikara still has that birdie putt upcoming. And go back to 2020, Joey, the winner of the California Men's State Amateur Championship. What a wonderful family picture there. Everyone, mom, dad, brothers, all there. And look at that. July 4th, 1989. That's tattooed on the bicep of Joey Versic. That was the day his father, Michael, was driving a motorhome when its 85-gallon propane tank exploded. It was engulfed in flames. Severe burns covered more than 95% of his body. He was given 24 hours to live, but miraculously, after dozens of major surgeries, he survived. Joey was born a decade later. I'm certain Michael's awfully proud of what his son's doing here this week. Now Chikara for birdie to tie. And just like that, Versic able to get one back. And a little momentum swinging to the side of the Pepperdine Waves, leading in 3 of the 5 matches. Another one all tied up. Highsmith at 12. This looks to be a delicate one for his third.
Yeah, downhill and very dense. Boy, but that's good contact. It came out pretty soft, and this could be tremendous.
He has put on a display,
what a
Kurt.
shot.
He has.
From this morning to this afternoon. Remarkable.
Some incredible short game shots.
Meanwhile, over at the 10th, Oklahoma State's Bo Jin, birdie putt to win the hole, go 3 up. This is the only match right now that Oklahoma State has the lead in. He goes 3 up on William Mao.
He almost won the individual, and he's leading the way for Oklahoma State in this match play here. 3 up on Mao.
A couple of par putts upcoming here at the 12th for Gupta and Highsmith.
I can promise you that Gupta wasn't thinking that he would have the longer of the 2 par putts. His ball was just through the green. It was far more routine than the one that Highsmith faced. But that's golf, that's match play, and this is where we're at. And Gupta's got to feel quite a bit of heat given the fact that he's been down throughout this entire match now, trying to claw back to tied in terms of where they stand. But this is some 15 feet down the hill, while Highsmith has just 3 or 4 feet left.
Alan Bratton, Oklahoma State head coach, has been along every step of the way with Amin here in the semifinals. As we take a look at the men's college golf coaches at Oklahoma State, Leyburn Harris set the standard there for 26 years, and then he handed it off to one of his former players, Mike Holder, who set the bar at a completely different level. Mike McGraw was there for 8 years. He won a national championship as well. Then Alan Bratton back at his alma mater. All 4 of those coaches have led the Cowboys to a national championship. Now Gupta for par.
Boy, he hated that from the get-go. Just a misread there. Didn't react at all as he thought it would.
Bogey, conceded, frustrated, and take a look at the regional finishes by Oklahoma State under Alan Bratton since he's been a head coach. When you're winning 6 of 7, that's a pretty good percentage. Yeah, I mean, to get through, it's a stressful week. As he always says, let's win the day each and every day, and the victories will sort of follow suit. That's certainly been the case. Highsmith, short one to go 2 up.
A very unlikely win on this hole.
Tried to pop out.
Wow.
Boy, Paul thought about coming back out.
Oklahoma State 5, Pepperdine 4. Pepperdine is 2 up.
Boy, he's soft with the touch with the flop shots, but bold with the putter is Joe Highsmith. Chenon Yu second into the 9th. 5 up in his match.
Just quality shots. He's putting the ball in the fairway. He's hitting good second shots into these par 4s. Keeping some serious pressure on Reban.
Reban has missed the green. This is the 6th year the same venue is hosting the women's and men's NCAA championship. These are the teams that sent both men's and women's teams to Grayhawk. Arizona State, Florida State, Georgia, Oklahoma State, Texas, and Wake Forest. Over at the 10th, Jonathan Brightwell getting set to play. 1 up in his match.
Beautiful setup off the tee here, just up the left side. Now it's just how aggressive do you want to be. David Pooch's opponent has put one right in the middle of the green, so he's got a little something to look at. Does not have to get overly aggressive here. Anything coming up short and left, Kurt, will most likely end up in the penalty area.
Yep, very, very likely. And there's the sweater that Coach Hibble has on, and we were just talking in commercial. Let's see if we can listen in here. But so it's going to be over 100 degrees out there today. He's been wearing it. He wore it for the quarterfinals this morning. He's wearing it this afternoon. Do you launder it?
Not if you win. It's good luck.
Yeah, I don't think if you win, you can't launder it. Then you wash all the luck out of it.
Do you like just the number? 32?
35.
Or 35?
Yeah,
back
that
to
was,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I did.
Even his players might want him at arm's length tomorrow if they get through.
Yeah, certainly. This is a dicey proposition where this hole's cut. See how aggressive he gets.
Got a backstop just behind it to the right.
Well, it's a smart shot just right of the hole. Very nicely done.
Yep. That's right where Eckroat was, though. He's got to be careful. Remember, Eckroat ran at 4 or 5 feet by from there. Pay attention to the speed on that next one.
Chun-An Yu at the 9th has this putt to win the hole and go 6 up. Reban still has a par putt. To 11.
Bo Jin set to go at the par 5.
623 yards back into the breeze. No chance to get home in 2.
All right.
Now in good shape off the tee. Jin can't say the same.
Boy.
Garrett Reban has this par putt to tie the hole. So he remains 5 down in his match.
Hole number 9. Arizona State 4. Oklahoma
Over 7.
4.
Logan McAllister from Oklahoma. He has this for par to win the hole and tie the match against Mason Anderson.
There it is.
There you go. There it is right. Logan 7-1 in college match play this season. Sooners might need him to go 8-1 if they're going to head on to the championship match. Currently, ASU leads in 2, Oklahoma in 2, and that McAllister match tied up. Momentum swinging to the way of Pepperdine. They lead in 3, all by a 2-up margin.
Look, and as Kurt mentioned, very, very fast. Got to be cautious.
Sit. Sit. We'll see that.
Jump ahead to 12, third for Eckroat from the bunker.
Clay Flagler's in there close for birdie. Oh, my.
Might just walk to 13T.
Yeah.
Well, considering some of the wildlife in the area, like that hole has been conceded with some bobcats and coyotes roaming. They want to just leave that ball and move on. Much in this, Noda?
Yeah, just not much at all. Aside from the pressure, pretty routine.
So Brightwell remains 1 up in his match. Over at the par 3 13th, a couple of long birdie putts. Bones?
Yeah, Cooped here from 50 feet, and he actually hit a really good 6-iron to this point. This green is baked out. There's a lot of helping wind. It is virtually impossible to keep your golf ball around this hole and get a good birdie look. Wind really picking up right now. He's putting right back into the teeth of it.
Excellent try.
Arizona State University has been out front in the fight against COVID-19. In Arizona, the university created the first saliva-based COVID-19 test in the western United States. The fast and accurate test has been given more than 830,000 times across Arizona. ASU has also operated COVID-19 vaccination sites all over the state, including one at Desert Financial Arena on the campus. The ASU-run sites work closely with the state health department. They vaccinated more than 1.1 million people. And special thanks to so many men and women who have made this journey possible here at the Division I Golf Championships. Greg Trias, the managing partner of Greyhawk Golf Club. What a wonderful job. And how about Ernie Pock, the director of agronomy, and the job his staff has done. That's Highsmith's birdie, and a little work left for him. to remain 2 up.
And that definitely won't be conceded. This is at a very high point here, very exposed green, and it's whipping at the moment, making these 5-footers much tougher than they were just a few minutes ago.
There's the head coach of the Pepperdine Waves, Michael Beard, in his 9th season. And if the name sounds familiar, Michael Beard, Pepperdine head coach, played at Pepperdine, and his dad Frank Beard, an 11-time PGA Tour winner. Great golf tradition and golfing family. As we take you back to Joe Highsmith and trying to finish up his par at 13.
See if he uses the kind of speed he used to make his par putt on the previous hole.
Pushed it.
Oklahoma State 3, Pepperdine 4.
Highsmith.
Pepperdine is 1 up.
So his lead is cut to 1 up through 13. Pepperdine in front in 3 of the matches out on the golf course. Oklahoma State trying to rally here in the semifinals of the Division I Men's Golf Championships from Greyhawk in Scottsdale.
Arizona State for par to tie the hole. Job well done against Logan McAllister.
Arizona State 3, Oklahoma 3. The match is tied.
Up to 12, Pepperdine's Joey Versich. This for birdie to win the hole and go 1 up. Oh yeah, strong sock game, strong putting game. Versich now with the lead.
Oklahoma 4, Pepperdine 3. Pepperdine is 1 up.
Last match on the golf course, Quade Cummins from Oklahoma, 1 up against Cameron Sisk from Arizona State. Ready here at the 8th, the par 3. We've seen some fireworks on this hole the last couple of days. Take a look at our Top Tracer technology powered by Top Golf.
To really get it close, you got to land it just left of it. We saw that earlier with the hole-in-one. It's on that line, but needed to go another 5 to 6 yards. It would have been pretty good.
Keep it right here with Quade Cummins, the 6th-year senior for Oklahoma, 25 years of age. He's got the experience. This one seems to be going a little right, Kurt.
Yep, gonna be out there to the right, but I think when he gets up there and sees that, you can't really see where Sisk's ball is, so he'll be fine with that.
Take a look at Quade Cummins back in Hawaii a couple years ago. How about that? 20 under par. Tied at the top alongside Trent Phillips. Shot 62 in the final round. Ryan Hall, 3rd. He was in the mix for the Fred Haskins Award. This now Bo Jin at 11.
Remember, he was dead right off the tee. No, his 4th shot, he still has a chance to make par.
We saw what he did back at 7, finding a way to make bogey and tie the hole.
And that really changed that match around, that 7th hole. Over at 13, Clay Fagler has this putt to win the hole and go 4 up in this match.
And if he were to make this would be his 6th straight win. He stood on the 8th tee. Did Fagler 2 down. Now a chance here with birdie putt coming down the hill at the par 3 to go 4 up in the match. Austin Eckroat still has about a 7 to 8 footer left for his par. Hit his tee shot short right in the bunker. You have to be careful with this putt too, because it definitely like to move back to the left, and once it does, it'll pick up some speed here as well.
Yeah, they've had trouble getting the speed right here. Gupta did a good job, but it's downhill, but it's back into the breeze.
Well, with the way everything's gone for Fagler, Billy, right? You almost expect him to pour this in.
Yeah, no doubt. He is, through the last 5 holes, he is 5 under. Made the ace and 3 birdies and 1 par. So he has got the hot hand, that's for sure right now. And I would expect if this ball gets to the hole, I'll be very surprised here.
Playing a lot of break, too.
A lot of break here. It's going to start turning now. Oh, this looks good, guys.
Boy, it does.
Oh, my.
Oh,
I cannot believe it quit breaking there. What a putt there by Fagler.
He's doing everything right now. Since that hole-in-one back at 8, he's just played great golf. It's not like, you know, other than one shot, Eckroat has played fine.
Some of those days you run into a player that gets a hot hand like that, there's nothing you can do and slow a player down.
Perfectly judged. Right there, you thought he made it. Just turned to the back of the hole. Over at 10, Chun-An Yu has 2 putts to win the hole. And he uses just one of them. So he is now 6 up in his match. Now Eckroat has this for par to tie the hole and remain 3 down.
Must make here with only 5 holes left to play. All right. 3 down with 5.
Pepperdine leads in 4 of the matches.
Over at 11, William Mao, long birdie putt to win the hole.
Remember, Jin's got, that's at least 7 feet for his par to have the hole.
You guys talked about it. It has been out of sorts since they tied the 7th with a bogey, and Mao seemingly has not been able to put that behind him. And credit to Bo Jin. While he's been wayward at times, he's hit a lot of quality golf shots and made some very critical putts as well.
Yeah, and at that point at the 7th, you know, Mao is in the driver's seat to get that match tied up. And then he wound up losing the 8th and the 10th. And now this could be, you know, another steal here for Bo Jin just to get the hole tied.
And in the bigger picture, if Oklahoma State, they're in trouble. All these matches are on the back 9. You know, Bo Jin has to just see this one through and then hope that a couple of those matches they're 1 down, that they can change the story. And the kid's got a lot of guts.
He just keeps grinding. You know, he's got a great attitude. You know, those little fist pumps and staying in these holes and doing the things that he's been doing against Mao, that gets under the other guy's skin a little bit.
It certainly does. Now over at 8, couple of par putts remaining for Cameron Sisk and Quade Cummins. This is Sisk. 1 down against Cummins. Bogey looks to be conceded as we jump up to 14.
And after taking driver off the tee, Gupta has just 116 left. The pin is on a back porch. The question is, can he fly the ball all the way back there and keep it around the hole, or does he need to one-hop it from the low area in front of this flag? Highsmith has some 25 feet left for his birdie.
Yeah, do you lower the trajectory and try to bounce it back up there, or fly it all the way?
Yeah, I'm looking for the 1 bouncer if I'm caddying for this guy right here. Just a little breeze at his back. Looking for the bounce right here. Just, boy, gets way more spin than he anticipated. You would think downwind.
Flew right into that slope, didn't it?
It sure did.
Back to the green at 8. Quade Cummins able to make his par putt. He wins the hole. He goes 2 up in that match. As the Sooners and Sun Devils continue to battle it out, both teams leading 2 matches. That 4th one tied up. And Pepperdine, the lead in 4 of 5, is trying to ride this wave of momentum into the championship.
Here at Greyhawk Golf Club, the Raptor course, 12th year of match play. We'll take you over to 14, and Aman Gupta has this birdie putt to win the hole.
Certainly one he can take a rip at here. Should move a little to his right as it dies. Just needs a little more speed.
Over at 13, Joey Versich of Pepperdine, 1 up in his match, his 2nd.
Downhill, but back into the wind. It's on a good line. Look at this.
Oh, how about that? One more look at it. Remember, Clay Fagler nearly made a birdie putt from that direction. Coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships continues. Team match play finals tomorrow, 5 Eastern, live on Golf Channel. For more information on the 2021 Men's Golf Championships, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Back at 13, Genio Chikara for birdie to win the hole.
Also on a good line. Boy, those were 2 great efforts from the back of the green.
Back to the green at 11. Couple of birdie putts on the way for David Pooch of Arizona State and Jonathan Brightwell from Oklahoma. Brightwell maintaining his 1-up lead.
And Brightwell coming from the backside of this green, Burko. There's going to be a little pace in this. Greens are starting to just firm up and bake out just a bit this afternoon, so just got to be mindful on these downhillers like we saw at 10 in a couple of these matches. These will have a little extra couple feet of run out in them. But he's been steady, Burko, you know, been putting the ball in the fairway and just keeping the pressure on like you're supposed to do when you have a little bit of a lead. Just going to touch this and then should just try and fall to his left.
Yeah. How good is that by Brightwell?
What a great read.
Oklahoma trying to move on to tomorrow's championship match and win another national title. Go back 4 years ago, 2017. This is Brad Dahlke at Rich Harvest Farms. 17th hole against Solomon Raza from Oregon, clinching the title for the Sooners. You don't think that squad was fired up? There's Hibble and the squad, trophy in hand.
Hey, where's the sweater?
Yeah, you know, he said there's a lot of good memories from 2017 with that sweater vest. Let's not completely throw him under the bus. It is a vest. But he said there's a tie-in to that national title, so he's going to keep wearing it. Took it out of dry cleaning this morning. It was still wrapped up from 4 years ago. Now Pooch to tie the hole.
And still a great chance here for Pooch to knock this in. This is a very easy putt, a little bit uphill, so he can give this a run and right to left in it.
Brightwell on a mission, 2 up through 11. Stand at University of North Carolina, Greensboro, transferring in for a 5th season. Certainly making that pay off so far for the Sooners.
Over at 14, Austin Eckroat.
Sure what club, yeah.
I'm good with that. Let's do that.
Do you like that? Because we got to be committed to it. We got to hit a good one here. I think the skip is the better play.
I think if I skip the 54, that's just going to skip too much.
Okay, well, then let's skip this one. Okay. So we're trying to, where do you want to land? 4 short?
4 short.
So that becomes 107 minus 5. That's a 102 shot in the air. At home. 102 at home.
Downwind, probably like 98.
Yeah.
All right, all the calculations are done. Clay Fagler has played his second shot. He's got about 40 feet back up the hill for his birdie. A little opening here for Eckroat. It's just in that base. It's going to spin back.
I heard his coach there too. He said we need to hit a good shot here. We need to get one in there close, and that just lands into the slope with the sand wedge.
Over at the 9th, Oklahoma's Logan McAllister has this par putt to win the hole and go 1 up. And this would put Oklahoma up in 3 of the matches. Brightwell and Cummins are up 2. McAllister is now up 1. Trying to knock out the #1 seed and the host university. Meanwhile, Pepperdine, they're in control right now in their showdown with Oklahoma State.
Aman Gupta, and he gets ready to go.
He's got 119 left, and all of a sudden, as he was moving in and hit the ball, the wind really picked up significantly. But a big shout out to Coach Beard there. Michael Beard got in Highsmith's ear off this tee and told him he thought the driver was too much club. Gupta had already driven the ball through the fairway into the bunker, and Coach Beard was exactly right. So laid him up perfectly to this number, and a chance now to put some heat on his opponent with a quality second.
Good tough
and
hole.
there it is.
Yeah, boy, and that's a tough hole location if you're not playing from the fairway to get to it, tucked in over that bunker.
Drop back to 12. This is Bo Jin plugged in that greenside bunker. He gets ready for his third.
This is a deep bunker as well and downwind. Very little chance to get this anywhere near the hole.
So a little opening perhaps for Mao. Now back to 15 with Gupta.
Uphill lie 111, decent lie, but of course a lot of stress given that you heard the crowd's reaction to Highsmith's second shot. And this is heavy, and he's going to come up short of the greenside bunker. And once again, let's shout out Coach Beard for getting involved and getting it done.
William Mao at the 12. Short one for par to win the hole. Try to chip into the lead of Bo Jin. It's the only match Pepperdine's trailing, leading in the other 4. So if Pepperdine does advance, you'd like William Mao to build a bit of confidence coming down the stretch if you're head coach Michael Beard.
Over at 14, Austin Eckroat, birdie putt to win the hole.
Yeah, coming up the hill, this is going to move from left to right. Fagler already in for 4. Oh, can't believe that ball quit breaking there. Needed that one bad, did Eckroat.
Yeah, Austin Eckroat, ever since Fagler made the hole-in-one at 8, has just been in a buzz storm. Take a look at PGA Tour University and the top 5 into the Korn Ferry Tour, 6 through 15. PGA Tour International Tour exemptions. John Pock, who won the Haskins Award presented by Stiefel in that top spot. You see the top 5 all receive their trophies, and pretty cool stuff.
It's a great opportunity for them. It's we're going to find out very quickly.
But what's going through Garrett Reband's mind right now, because it has been such a struggle for him here this week?
He's got to get some help with that golf swing right now, because he has no idea where it's going. That's his problem.
Over at 12, Brightwell, his second.
Yeah, dude.
Getting those finals instructions from Coach Hibble. 175, beautiful tee shot. It's 167, covers that deep right bunker, protecting the right part of the screen, so not much room to squeeze it in. Just pulled this. This is going to find the green, but it's going to be a long way away.
Jump up to 15, third for Gupta.
Some 40 yards, but back into the wind. He needs to create some spin here to this front hole location. after it, but it's gotten away from him. This is deep, and he's actually going to release down the hill into this low area.
And Highsmith's in close, Bones.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just got 4 feet and a little left edge putt.
Let's go back to 12. Puig, his second.
Yeah, 158. Great lie here, sitting up in this tall stuff. So, not sure you can go right at this whole location.
Yeah, can you stop it?
Yeah, it's just going to be tough to stop.
He definitely went safe on that one.
Pretty cool relationship through the years of Spanish players that have come to Arizona State, like Alex Del Rey, David Puig, and oh, by the way, look, John Rahm showed up the first team practice with ASU last season. Think those guys might have been a little intimidated of what are you doing here, even though you're a former Sun Devil?
I think it'd be exciting to have him out there.
We continue our coverage of the semifinals here at the NCAA Championships. Coverage presented by Geico. And it was kind of cool that John Rahm spent all 4 years in college. He wasn't in a rush, and I think he made the right decision when we see how well he has done.
Part of that amazing part with Rahm, real quickly, he came over here, he didn't speak hardly any English and went to ASU and figured it out. That's amazing to me.
Gupta for par.
Coach Bratton helps him with this read, and obviously this is a must-make in as far as this 15th hole goes. If this putt doesn't go in, you would have to assume you're going to see a concession.
Looking like 2 down with 3 to play here in this match.
There comes that concession to Joe Highsmith, so he will take a 2-up lead. 3 holes remaining. Pepperdine inching closer to securing a spot in tomorrow's championship match.
Going with a wedge here off the deck, looking to create some spin. This is right of the flag. All depends on the first bounce.
There is some ridge there that if he falls off that ridge, it could get close, and it stays a little on top there. Not bad.
But when you're 2 up with 3 to go,
yeah,
put it on the green, force Gupta to do something special.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a ton of good shots here, Bones. They're having trouble. It's kind of an awkward look from this tee.
That's a great word for it, Kurt. I think this hole gets in their head a little bit, despite the fact they're hitting a wedge here. Very high, trying to hold it up against the wind. This is a good line if it's deep enough.
Yeah, it is. There's the ridge helping it out. So Gupta came through when he needed to.
Took out our mic along the way.
Logan McAllister of Oklahoma has a birdie putt at 10 to win the hole, get him to 2 up. And now Oklahoma leads in 3 of the matches, 2 up in those matches. So the 2017 national champions battling back against host Arizona State, and now up in 3 of those matches, trying to get to the finals tomorrow.
16, first match. Ready to roll. Highsmith, this for birdie. Just had wonderful touch on and around the greens. Now back at 15, Fagler to close out Eckroat.
Well, just inching it down this slope here. That's all they could do there. Couldn't get too aggressive with it.
Par conceded, though. They'll move
3
on.
up with 3 to play.
Good spot if you're a Pepperdine Wave. Now back to the 12th, David Puig from Arizona State. This short, ticklish one. Remain 2 down. Hanging in there. Now Gupta to win the hole at 16.
That is huge. What a well-played hold by Gupta there. Fantastic tee shot, and then pours in the birdie putt to cut the lead in half. And as far as Highsmith is concerned.
Over at 13, Bo Jin has a par putt to tie the hole. Oof.
All of
And
a
how
sudden,
about that? The lead is down to 1.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
2 in a row for Mao. Again, Pepperdine up in 4 of the matches.
Over at 15, Joey Versich. He's 1 up in his match. He gets ready for his second.
Take that bunker out of play. Do not want to plug it in there. Flagstick tucked just over that bunker.
That's there.
That's fine. Pretty flat there.
Jump up 1 to 16. Par 3, Fagler.
Yeah, wind is kicking up here in the last 15 minutes, starting to help here from the right. 158 yards, just a pitching wedge for Fagler.
Part of the problem here is the wind's out of the right. It has been every day. If they ride that with the draw, this green, when it's firm, it tends to, that ball feeds off that left side.
Yeah, straight up in the air there. Oh, it's exactly what you said, Kurt. Started to ride that wind. Huge mistake there by Fagler.
The way that green sits, it's, you know, it sits for front left and it moves up to that back right and it angles away, and you start riding that wind, you're going to have problems.
Chikara at 15, second from the rough.
From the rough it back into the breeze. Let's see if he can control it coming out of there. Almost a great shot. Almost. And that's not a tough pitch shot.
Aman Gupta has the honor at 17. A par 4, playing 328 yards today.
You can see the tee box they're using. There's that back tee, but they're not. They're letting these guys have a shot and go ahead and try to drive this green, Bones.
Yeah, driver in hand. This is more than enough club with helping left to right wind to get there. He can put so much heat on Highsmith with a quality play here. Boy, this is ripped, and it's at the right center of the green. It might need to get down to pins on the first bounce.
It sure did. It rode the breeze, and with the driver, it turns out that's too much club. That could be a tough shot back there.
You said 43 is the number, right?
Austin Eckroat going back and forth, trying to pull the right stick.
That's going to be critical here. Fagler over the green. Eckroat is 3 down right now. He needs a quality shot here. Got to get dialed in here. I think, as Kurt mentioned, this went from right to left. You like to hold it up against this breeze a bit here. Try to soften the blow as it hits the green. It's going to catch that false front.
And that,
I think it's going to come all the way down. Does it stop? Oh, wow. Pretty good there. Better than long, though.
Yeah, I'd rather be there than long left. So
Joe Highsmith now takes the driver out, Bones. He has never trailed in this match. In fact, this match has not been tied since they were introduced on the first tee.
Yeah. And he did have a long conversation with Coach Beard here about club selection. Of course, we talk about the 3-wood that he roasted off a 15 tee that led to a win after he stiffed his second. So you would think now with driver, much like Gupta, it's plenty of club. I would look for more of a high cut here, considering it's plenty of stick.
Definitely what he's trying to do. His feet, shoulders, hips aimed right front. May have overdone it.
This is at the left edge of the green. If it carries the tree.
Didn't carry the bunker, Bones. It caught the lip of the bunker, and that leaves a long bunker shot.
So both Highsmith and Gupta missed the green at 17. It's the first match out for Oklahoma State and Pepperdine as Pepperdine tries to put a point on the board.
Just off the green, but not a bad place to play from, Kurt.
It's not. It's fairly flat the whole way. Boy, has he hit some good putts that haven't gone in.
Over at 13, Jonathan Brightwell of Oklahoma has a par putt here to tie the hole and remain 2 up.
And David Poos just narrowly missed his birdie putt, was conceded his par, so this to tie. Nicely done.
Brightwell's been rock steady. And Oklahoma up in 3 of the matches.
Oklahoma 3. Oklahoma is 2 up.
Drop back to 11. Oklahoma's Logan McAllister. This for birdie to win the hole and go 3 up against Mason Anderson. Is it enough? Oh, it is.
He's made everything. He has made every opportunity that he's had, it seems like.
Over at 16, couple of par putts remaining for Clay Fagler from Pepperdine, Austin Eckroat from Oklahoma State, and Fagler 3 up in a pretty good spot, really good spot.
No doubt here in Eckroat's putt, coming back down the slope a little bit here. It'll be interesting to see if he misses this putt, if he concedes to Fagler.
Yeah, he's got to win the hole, so.
Yeah. Donnie Darr, assistant coach Oklahoma State, is walking the whole day with Austin Eckroat. Must make here.
Interesting. He's got a little ridge right behind him there, but yet the valley is that way.
Kurt, I looked at this putt. Overall, I don't see a lot of break in this putt, to be honest with you.
I'm thinking too. He looks like he may be setting up to play a little left to right break. Let's see if they got it right. They did.
Oh, what a putt.
Clutch.
Bones, what is Joe Highsmith looking at here at 17?
Ball way above his feet. If he could get this ball just anywhere in the back section of the green with some 20, 30 feet of the hole, it would be a terrific shot. And this is exceptional.
Turn around. There's some slope right there. Oh, it hangs up. Not bad.
Back at 16, Clay Fagler, if he makes it, closes out Eckroat and gets the first point for Pepperdine.
He has been money from this distance. That's Fagler.
Door's still open. You don't want to give Austin Eckroat an opportunity to try to build something late.
You don't want to let anybody have an opportunity.
Second for Gupta at 17.
Very good lie. Just needs to land it just short of the fringe and one up it on the green, but he's mishit that and left himself in a really tough spot now.
He was trying to hit more of a chip rather than a flop there.
Over at 15, Brian Stark from Oklahoma State trails Dylan Minetti of Pepperdine by 3, but a chance here to chip into that lead just a little bit. And if Oklahoma State is going to make a rally of any sorts, Kurt, you know, they're going to have to see virtually every putt fall and hope as well.
Yeah, I mean, everything has to go their way from here on out. Otherwise, Pepperdine's going to advance past OSU.
Yeah.
Start.
You never know.
Oklahoma State University 3, Pepperdine University
Back at 17
4.
now, the third for
Pepperdine
Gupta.
University is
And this is just as tough. We need some good hands here just to keep the ball anywhere around the hole. If it comes out with overspin, it could really take off. Needs to hit the flag.
This match could end here if Gupta doesn't at least tie the hole.
Meanwhile, over at 14, Bo Jin has this par putt to tie the hole against William Mao. And he has missed that. Mao has won 3 holes in a row, and that match now is all tied.
Yeah, Oklahoma State is in deep trouble.
And Mao's not knocking down the flag sticks either. There's been some putts to tie for par. Now Gupta at 17.
And he's got to assume that Highsmith can handle a 2-putt from 15 feet, which makes this a must-make.
Great putts.
That is tremendous play from that young man. How about the last 2 holes in the heart that he has shown us?
Amazing. Oklahoma State's made 3 big putts here to try to hang in there. Things don't look good for them, but they are fighting hard.
Well, in the image of their head coach, that man, Alan Bratton, this team just keeps digging and digging and fighting. And Gupta has given himself a chance at least to get to 18. It kind of rests in the hands now of Joe Highsmith. If he makes this putt for par, he closes out this match.
And I tell you what, Kurt, you know, certainly he wants to make this putt and finish things here, but he's got to be careful now with the speed, because this is delicate and downhill, and this no longer is just, you know, a lag putt in a sense to win the match. Now that Gupta's made his, you got to be really careful how much pace you use going down this hill towards the valley.
Yes, sir. And this overall lay of the land is going that direction towards the hole and slightly to the right. So, and there's slope. So he does have to be a little cautious here. Good try. Just exactly the speed he was looking for, that's for sure.
Oklahoma, the grizzly bear that is 18.
Tell you what, when they walked off the green at 15, kind of felt like this was going to be a point for Pepperdine, but Gupta with an incredible tee shot and birdie at 16, and then gets a tie at 17. Austin Eckroat staved off elimination on the 16th. He's made his way to the tee at 17.
And this Oklahoma State team is just clawing their way and trying to stay in this match with Pepperdine. Now Austin Eckroat here. The tee at 17.
This driver, if he rides this wind from left to right and he hits it on the button, it could be too much club.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I actually think it's a 3-wood shot off this tee.
We're about to find out.
Carries onto the green.
Settle. That's close enough to the edge that it's okay. Gupta's was too far up into the hill.
That was pretty sporty, that shot there by Eckroat, and I agree with you, Kurt. Just off the edge of the green. He can handle that one, I believe.
Yep.
Fagler turned this match around when he made an ace at the 8th.
It's been good Fagler play, more than it feels like for me, more than Eckroat having problems. It's not like he's making bogeys on every hole. He hit one bad shot over there at 12 from the bunker, and that was about it. Hang in there.
Needs to hang in there. Just catches that right-hand side, trying to chase up the slope.
What a good break that was. It
Amazing.
landed in the rough, and that killed it a little bit. It's going to feed away, but it's going to stay on the green. That is a good break.
First look at the par 4 18th. Aman Gupta of Oklahoma State with the honor.
Quite a bit of right to left wind at the moment.
Bunkers on both sides of the fairway. Hardest hole in the golf course. Boy, he did not hold backbones. That was a full bore driver right there.
And that is absolutely ripped down the center, and this man has shown us some spine. Good for Mr. Gupta.
That put some pressure on Highsmith to do the same thing.
Oklahoma State not done yet. This at 16. Shakara for birdie to win the hole, tie the match.
Let's go! Come on!
How about that?
Some pressure on Joe Highsmith here at 18. One up.
Got to be one of the biggest tee shots of his life. He's trying to peel one off the right fairway bunker. Let's see what kind of first bounce he gets.
It's tumbling hard. Is he going to stay to left? No. And up against the lip a little bit. That doesn't look like a great spot to me. This could get interesting now with Gupta.
Wow. Gupta with an incredible par at 17 to stave off elimination here in the semifinals. All day on Oklahoma State, but the Cowboys are fighting back. Here at 17, Clay Fagler, 2 up, has this long birdie putt to win the match.
And this for Eagle to win the match as this putt comes up that steep ridge, then back hard to his left. Austin Eckroat just over the green, about 20 feet from the hole.
Something up nice and tight, but this looks like it might have a little too much speed. That is definitely not dead.
By no means at all. Still a pretty good effort from that. That ridge that he had to climb up and over is a good 4 to 5 feet.
Over at 14, Pooj has a birdie putt to win the hole.
Yeah, coming from just off the green, Brightwell putted up from that valley and was conceded his par putt. Nice lag putt. So Pooj trying to create something here, needs something.
And that is not a good effort whatsoever. He's never been ahead in this match. Tied is the best he's done.
Eckroat getting set to play his second at the par 4 17th.
Just laying this on the green. This is very doable. I like his chances here. This to win the hole here. Forced to go to 18.
Pretty
nice
good
play there.
Yeah.
At 18, I'm on Gupta of Oklahoma State, first to play.
After that great tee shot, just 197 left and a very accessible flag here, back right center. Just a small conversation here with Coach Bratton. But certainly you'd love to leave something just a little bit under the hole, give yourself an uphill putt, but plenty of room up there considering he's playing from the fairway.
There's also a ridge that runs up through, sort of a spine up through this green. You can land it sort of middle of the green, and it can take that ridge and feed to the right without having to really take a direct line.
Very high into some wind that turned back towards him, but this is on a super line if it's deep enough. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, really good shot there. There's the slope to the right. Well done.
Back at 17, Clay Fagler's birdie putt to win the match.
It is definitely going to move right, the valley effect. Yeah! Sneaks in on the left-hand side. Big win there for Pepperdine.
Boy, he played great in the quarterfinals this morning. He played really well. Again, starting with that hole-in-one on the front 9 at 8.
So a point on the board for Pepperdine. Now over to 18.
Just a little open.
And this lie is quite good. It's on a slight upslope. 183 is the total, but the more important number is 158 front edge. He's got to take care of that in terms of his carry over the water.
And Highsmith is 1 up here playing 18.
Okay with it.
The lie is definitely going to help him, but Bones is right. He's 1 up. You just don't make a big mistake, fat or to the right.
So much pressure on this shot. It's all about the strike. It sounded flush, and it looks good.
He seems to like it.
Wow.
There's the ridge right here. This could get really good.
Tip
How
your
about
hat to
that?
Mr. Highsmith.
Boy,
Holy
what a
Toledo.
shot. What a shot.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Coach Beard liked that one, too.
Never seems to be bothered by anything.
Highsmith, he's just really even keel.
He's just kind of relaxed out there and always has a smile. And let's look at this again, Kurt.
Absolutely flushes it. Catches ball first. Had the sound right up and over that lip. He just, with the pressure on, he hit a great shot.
Get out of here.
A couple months ago, we had talked about the fact that Joe Highsmith had problems getting it across the finish line, but at the Western Intercollegiate, needed the playoff, but Joe Highsmith was able to come away with the victory.
His first. You got to wonder, having won there, if that didn't help him down the stretch here today.
Or maybe just hold it up beside your phone.
What a shot he just hit into 18.
Yeah. We're going to go over to 16. This is Brian Stark from Oklahoma State. This for bogey, in big trouble here, as Minetti had a 2-up lead and a par putt, and the hats off, the concession made. Minetti takes care of business. The second point for Pepperdine. One winning match away from moving on to tomorrow's championship showdown.
And we'll take you to 18, where Joe Highsmith maybe just hit the shot of his life, and that's saying something considering holing out at 8 this morning.
Yeah, I mean, he's played some spectacular shots, but none better than that one under the pressure. And it comes down to this green Gupta has to make, and then he has to hope that Highsmith misses.
And I tell you what, guys, as you've seen, let's not put anything past Aman Gupta at this point. He's been incredible the last hour, fighting tooth and nail to stay in this match, doing everything he has to do, big time, just to stay alive. And I would not surprise me if he gets this one to go. It's not a tough putt in terms of the read. The valley is to his right. The ball will work that way as it runs out of energy, but it's back up the hill somewhat and eminently makeable.
Little chapstick for Cool Joe, as if no biggie.
Yeah, they're taking plenty of time here, Gupta and Coach Bratton.
Very short conversation between Gupta and Coach Bratton. You've got to think that they are completely in agreement on this read. I haven't had a chance to see if these guys have glanced up at this leaderboard here left.
I think Alan Bratton's looking back
this
that way.
screen. I think you're exactly right. There he is, focusing in. The scores are up there now as we speak, and certainly he's so aware of how huge a moment this is.
Top part of your screen, there's the scoreboard, so he knows that 2 points are up for Pepperdine, and Gupta has to make this putt and win this hole to extend this match. an effort by Aman Gupta.
Boy, that looks so good, so long. Just went just a little bit more towards the valley than he expected.
So now Joe Highsmith has 2 putts for Pepperdine to advance to the finals. Kurt, this looked good a long way.
It sure did, and with that little turn to the right, it was just enough for it to miss, and he thought he made it. Highsmith, he can just ease one down there and get the win.
And he seems very loose, just joking with Coach Beard just as he stepped away from that putt initially.
Pepperdine, since match play started, this is the 12th year, they had never made it to match play. They're 2 putts away from making it to the championship match. Cozies it up. Joe Highsmith of Pepperdine never trailed in this match.
Pepperdine wins the match 1-up.
And he wins it 1-up, and Pepperdine is advanced to the championship match tomorrow. Over at 14, Garrett Reband has this birdie putt to extend the match, down 5. So a point goes up on the board for Arizona State. Chunan Yu wins this one 5-4. While we have a moment, let's go down to Billy Ray.
Hey, Bob, thanks a lot here with Clay Fagler. Clay's amazing round of golf today. You stood at 2 down on the 8th, the par 3, and you make ace. Talk us through that shot.
Yeah, it was 188 hole, and I saw Austin hit 9, and he's basically a club longer than I am, so I just pulled out 8, and the wind was down right to left, so I just thought, you know, I didn't want to miss left because it's pretty treacherous over there, but played a nice little draw in there and went in the hole. Kind of crazy.
One of the key holes, I look back at the 10th, where actually Austin Eckroat 3-putted for bogey, and you made par there. Was that a crucial hole?
Yeah, I think it was a momentum shifter for sure. I didn't think he was going to 3-putt. If anything, I thought he was going to make it. I thought I was just going to go back to 1 down.
Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go over to Bones.
Coach Beard, it's been a long, amazing week for you and your Pepperdine golf team. What are your emotions right now as you guys advance into tomorrow's final?
It's amazing. I can't, you know, I've just been so in the moment with Joe, but he had some unbelievable shots coming down the stretch, and I just so proud of our guys and proud of our program and our school.
What do you think you'll tell the guys tonight as you guys have a little dinner and get a little rest?
Well, I think they're going to feel pretty good about themselves, so I don't need to be pumping them up. You know, I just think we got to stay to the game plan, you know, play smart, and when there's opportunity, take advantage.
Joe Highsmith, my goodness, you've played a lot of great golf in your lifetime, but tell us about that shot on 18, 183 yards of terror. You pull it off beautifully. Where does that rank in golf shots you've ever hit?
Oh, that's got to be up there for best ones of my life. I know, like, obviously out of a bunker, anything a little heavy is coming up in the water, and I just tried to really commit to it and get clear on what I wanted, and I pulled it off, so that was pretty cool.
Well, congratulations. Best of luck to both you guys as we head into tomorrow's final.
Thanks a lot, Bones. Thanks, Bones.
Kurt, one more look at that second shot by Joe Highsmith, 1-up. You talk about nerves of steel.
He talked about it. Anything heavy, and he knows it's in the water, and the match would have been tied. His opponent was already on the green. Absolutely flushed it out of that bunker, and it caught that ridge and got even better. That was some shot.
And after Gupta just missed his birdie putt, Highsmith needed 2 to put up the final point for Pepperdine. Pepperdine defeats Oklahoma State 4-1. Still waiting who they'll play tomorrow. Will it be Arizona State or Oklahoma? Stiefel. Pepperdine has punched their ticket to the championship matches on Wednesday. Will it be Oklahoma or Arizona State? Oklahoma up in 3 of the matches. Arizona State has a point on the board. Can they flip a couple of these matches? Over at 14, Riggs Johnston for his birdie. You know, these players had to be creative, Kurt, during COVID-19 and not opportunities to play. So in his parents' basement during the pandemic. He set up a little practice area.
That is a really old style putting mat right there, right? We all had one of those, didn't we?
Lorenz is third at 14. Again, Lorenz is 3 down in this match. Over to 16.
Jonathan Brightwell has arrived on the tee. He's 2 up over David Pooge.
Just going over those final yardage calculations. When coming in off the right, Burko's just done a superb job of keeping the pressure on. Hitting greens, hitting fairways, really not making any major mistakes to give Pooge any signs that he's going to let him get away with some free holes here. And they have been very deliberate, both he and Coach Hibble, and just trying to figure out these club selections, and certainly been an asset to have Coach Hibble along the whole time here.
That's a good looking down at this par 3 16th. You can see how that green kind of sits at that angle a little bit, and the wind is out of the right. It's easy to start riding that wind and end up over that over that left side. It really, there's a couple of ridges in this green. I really like it if a guy is comfortable doing it, holding a cut, aiming pretty much right at it, and hold a cut against that right to left breeze.
Yeah, whereas over the past few days it's been hard to get it close here. With this wind coming in off the right, if they do hold a cut into it, it will stop.
Yep, that's the key. It comes in soft. Seems to like it.
To hold this one off just a bit. He might have just dialed up the recipe here.
He did. Good shot. You can see how easy, though, if the ball's drawing, how easy it is to go over that left side.
Drop back to 14.
Riggs Johnston has this putt for par to win the hole and go 4 up in his match. Trying to close in on a second point for top seed Arizona State.
Back to 16, David Pooge. Needs to hit a quality one here. There's the head coach for Arizona State, Matt Thurman. He's been building something here over the last few years. Played collegiately at BYU, was the WAC Freshman of the Year back in 1994. Had a lot of success at Washington, but I believe he thought this was the opportunity to elevate the Sun Devils to the level we've seen them in years past. And knowing that this championship was going to be here, I'd sort of circle this one on his calendar for a long time.
Yeah, the university, its history, the players they've had here over the decades. This is a place you can really build something special. Pooge needs to come up with something special here to get right back in this. Throwing it high up in the air, just left of the hole. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, really good, too. He's comfortable hitting a cut, Pooge is, so that was kind of right up his alley, and he needs something good to happen.
Pepperdine has moved on to tomorrow's championship match. Who will they face? Oklahoma or Arizona State? We'll find out. A couple of birdie putts on the way for David Pooge and Jonathan Brightwell. Brightwell first to go.
Yeah, Brightwell, the longer of the two, got a great look at David Pooge's putt. And boy, it is a really easy putt, just not much breaking it. Brightwell, on the other hand, coming from the backside of this green, a little left to right in it, and believe me, him and Ryan Hibble will certainly go over all the possibilities on start lines and speed. It's just been a really good rapport all day.
The expression on Brightwell's face seemingly has not changed all day or all week. We've touched on the fact that he played at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. He was an All-America selection there. Got the bonus year because of the pandemic. Every school in the country wanted him. He wanted to go to a place where he believed he could win a national championship. And Ryan Hibble told me this morning, he comes here not only wanting to help the team, but showing the rest of the country what he did at Greensboro wasn't a fluke, that he is a legitimate All-America selection at any school you put him at. Let me tell you, it's been an absolute coup for him to end up at Oklahoma. And he also saw that Cummins and Reban were coming back. He felt like the recipe was there, and potentially he's that missing piece.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Burko. And standing aside the fourth green discussing that with Coach Hibble. He just says, look, this guy has all of the elements of being a top quality collegiate player, and we're just happy to have him here, and he's making some big contributions and could get even bigger if he's able to close this one out. This is a big point for OU.
We saw those 2 wins a couple years ago while he was at North Carolina Greensboro. This for birdie.
Well, he certainly hasn't lost his confidence in putting a heavy roll on a lot of these putts. He's been going to the pocket quite a bit these last few holes.
Yeah, it's time for Puig to step up and at least make this match go maybe to the last hole. That he's been a little bit off. He played okay at Regions, but this is a guy who was leading this team, and with those wins that he had, led him in scoring average. Time for him to step up and make one.
Yeah, it really is. Missed a great look on the 13th. The ball just lipping out. Actually thought he made it, and just really hasn't quite been on top of his game. Not a ton of really good looks, but he has one here. Speed not an issue. Not a ton of break in this, Kurt. Just got to get something good to happen going into these closing holes to have a chance.
Great opportunity missed by Puig.
A moment ago at 14, this was the 3rd shot of Mason Anderson.
And it was announced as these players, as Anderson completed that play, that he had double hit that chip. There was no argument from Anderson. Wow. So McAllister went on to win that hole and is now 4 up with 4 to play.
He sure did. Just nicked it. That was kind of the reaction there, I think.
Okay. There is no penalty for the double hit. You recognize that,
I gave him a par putt. That was for bogey then.
So McAllister now 4 up for Oklahoma. Now a huge putt at 16.
He's been solid on these all day, Kurt.
No need to play any break from this distance.
No, not at all. And there isn't much in this to boot. I mean, he can put this right up Broadway. Nice smooth stroke, and it'll roll right in.
Nervous mom was watching, hoping. There you have it. 2-putt for Brightwell at 16, maintaining that 2-up lead.
Arizona State 3, Oklahoma 3.
Arizona State already with a point. Chung An Yu taking care of business, but the Sooners leading in 3 of the other 4 out there. Looks like it really could come down to that anchor match between Cummins and Sisk.
Arizona State's Cameron Sisk, a sports business major, his 2nd into 14.
Yeah, 129 yards. We've seen players have difficult to get the ball to stay on that back shelf. Quade Cummings is in the fairway.
It's going to catch the slope.
Quade Cummings not wasting any time.
Not at all there. 124 flights it down. This ball is going to come back off that slope and try to trickle back. What a play there by Quade Cummings. That's the best shot we've seen.
Over at 17, Jonathan Brightwell 2 up, going with an iron off the tee.
Yeah, when put in these situations between driver and iron, he's opted to lay up in most cases, and successfully there again, putting the onus on Puig to make something happen. And to this point, he really hadn't been able to.
Great position there too. And pretty full second shot, and put some spin on it.
And that's smart match play, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're 2 up with 2 to go. You don't have to force a hand right here. You got to make this guy hit a shot, and it still might not be good enough. He's put it in play where he's going to be able to spin a wedge as we watch Puig with the driver.
Yeah, 100%, Kurt. He moves a lot of the percentages in his favor. Going to roll the dice here for Puig.
Cut a little more and miss that bunker.
It does.
Wow, look at this shot. Wow, what a shot by David Pooch.
I think that equates to making something happen.
That is definitely making something happen right there. A 5-footer for eagle.
Pooch is going to have about 3 or 4 feet for eagle. Look at this.
It's almost like that little bouncer right there by the bunker took a little bit off of it, just about right.
Kind of killed it a little bit, right?
Yeah, just so it didn't run over the green. What a shot. 5 feet. He might only be 3 feet.
Over to 15.
Ben Lorenz from Oklahoma. He needs this to extend the match against Riggs Johnston. Oh, and the freshman who uses it all, but gets to play at least one more hole. Johnston been in control of that one from the get-go, as we're continuing to watch the semifinals here on a Tuesday at the NCAA Championships. Coverage presented by Geico. I mean, this was remarkable, guys. The shot that David Pooch did as we take a look at our top tracer technology. He got some good fortune as well, though, Kurt.
He did. Where it landed just left of that greenside bunker just seemed to take a little bit off of that first bounce, and it ended up exactly the right speed.
All right, over at 14, Cameron Sisk has this putt for birdie with Cummins in tight.
Yeah, really slow putt initially coming up the slope. Once it gets up the slope, it'll definitely work its way back to the right at the end. Good looking line here, just not enough. Good putt though, but as you said, Quade Cummins got it in there about 8 feet for birdie to win the hole, to go 2 up in the match.
Cummins struggled mightily yesterday with the putter, but has been much more solid today.
Yeah, quality shot in here. This to go 2 up with 4 remaining.
Yeah, speaking of quality shot, we haven't seen many shots that stay on that back tier. Hit the perfect shot, flighted it down, landed it down in the bowl and chased it up now. Coming back down valley really quick, but it will move a little bit back to his right.
Sometimes he plays pretty quick, but he knows how important this is to get to 2 up. He's taking a little extra time here.
Yeah, center cut there for Cummins.
Sure did, Billy Ray. How about that 3 by the 6th-year senior?
Oklahoma 3.
That is huge
2 up.
for the Sooners. Riggs Johnston second to go up here. Lorenz has come up just short at the par 3 16th. Riggs 3 up, 3 to go. Anything on the green gets the job done.
That gets the job done. See Lorenz's ball hung up in the rough by the bunker.
Second shot for Brightwell at 17.
100 yards even. He's got to be trying to hold this thing out. Pooch's ball is a gimme. Beautiful shot, but probably not going to be enough here.
Can't control your opponent when he hits a shot like that.
Brightwell has a birdie putt, but Pooch has a short one for eagle to get within 1. Back at 17, Oklahoma's Jonathan Brightwell has this putt for birdie.
And very interesting. Brightwell make and a Pooch miss, and this thing's over, but
Gonna extend one more hole, aren't they?
So that's a par for Brightwell.
They're gonna go one more. He conceded it.
What a shot by Pooch, pitting it to within 3.5 feet for eagle. So it's now a 1-up lead for Brightwell as they go to 18.
We'll go to 16. Riggs Johnston. 2 putts to close out Ben Lorenz and get a second point for the Sun Devils. He does just that, so ASU just a point away from moving on to face Pepperdine in tomorrow's championship match. But the Oklahoma Sooners, the 3 matches remaining on the golf course, they lead in all 3. So the Sooners need to run the table coming in. We go down to the green at 15. Logan McAllister 4 up against Mason Anderson. And he's got a putt, Bones. If it goes, it's a point for Oklahoma.
Oh, that's exactly right. He's got some 20 feet back up the hill here for his par. Got out of position off the tee. Wasn't able to recover. So he certainly needs a make here. And even if this doesn't go, Anderson from ASU still has some 8 feet for his par.
Not to be on that one, but to get to this point in the championship, Bones, sometimes you got to put in a little extra work, maybe when you don't want to, or the weather doesn't cooperate, and that's exactly what Logan has done.
That's exactly right. Chance Cosby, a former OU golfer, went to visit their new facility in Norman, Oklahoma, was very impressed with what he saw that day, but was even more impressed given the weather, very rainy, very windy, that Logan McAllister was out there putting in a lot of work getting prepared for this week's tournament. Well, he didn't find any rain or wind this week here in Scottsdale, Arizona, but the hard work is paying off as he is playing some quality golf.
It certainly is. Great story. Anderson to extend the match. The hard work paid off for Logan McAllister this afternoon. Impressive 4-3 victory over Mason Anderson. Oklahoma now on the board with their first point here in the semis.
Over at the tee at 18, David Puig on the tee, coming off that eagle at 17.
Wind coming in just off the right. Big shot here.
This might be cutting too much down that right side.
Oh, this is a good looking.
Needs to slow down. Yeah, that's good now.
Make sure you join us for coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championship. It continues with the team match play finals tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, live on Golf Channel. Pepperdine taking on either Arizona State or Oklahoma. Brightwell on the tee at 18.
Shoes on the other foot now for Brightwell, having a look at that perfect tee shot out by Puig.
Bunker down the left. And desert. Oh, boy.
It hit the cart path.
What a break that is. A couple feet to the left, and he is unplayable.
To 15.
Sisk getting ready to go.
Didn't hit a very good drive off the tee. 168 out of the left-hand rough. Quade Cummings hit a bullet down. There's only got 122 left. Sisk 2 down in this match. Playing back into the breeze. This ball needs to go.
Seen a few players come up just short there at the 15th. But when you're 2 down, that's not what you need if you're Cameron Sisk. See if Cummins continues to play quickly.
Yep. Again, just on the previous hole as well, playing very quickly here, 122. I expect he will flight this ball down. The breeze is back into his face, just kicking up. Solid contact here. Flights it down. Needs to get up here to come off the false front. It certainly will.
That's not a good shot at all.
The drama continues, the pressure mounting. Who will get to 3 first and take on Pepperdine tomorrow?
Back at 18, Arizona State's David Puig playing his second into the par 4. Note, is the lie okay?
Lie is just fine. He's got to take dead aim from 192.
Doesn't like it.
No, he's got the one arm Olay finish on this.
That was not a good swing.
Back at 15, Cummins just short of the green, his third.
Yeah, really slow putt. Coming up the hill, going to move to the left. It'll flatten out to the end, though.
Work left.
Ooh, a lot of work left.
And note Jonathan Brightwell got an incredible break with his tee shot.
Yeah, Kurt mentioned it earlier, and it can't be overstated at this point under the circumstance. I mean, he's 40 yards close to the green. He got a nice lie sitting up. The angle does not have to go over any portion of the water. So you just could not have been more fortunate after a nervy tee shot there down the left side that went off the cart path.
Fill this out right here. Come on.
And with Pooj not putting any pressure on him, I mean, it's all in his hands right now, and that's all you can ask in these types of situations.
Just left of the hole somewhere, middle-ish of the green.
Anywhere on the green, Kurt, at this point.
Yeah.
These guys get a little nervous from time to time, and that's got to slow down just a bit.
Wow, that's a mistake. If Pooj had it on the green, if he'd hit a decent shot for his second shot, this could be a different scenario now.
Back at 15, Cameron Sisk for birdie to win the hole.
Almost the same line than what we saw the putt of Quade Cummings. This back up the hill as well. You gotta be kidding me.
The fans are out supporting the Sun Devils. Sisk answers, and maybe you shouldn't be surprised. Former Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, and look at some of those guys from Cantley to Rogers to Rahm to Morikawa. Sisk up for the challenge at 15, and while we have a moment, let's go down to Bones.
I'm here with Logan McAllister. Logan, we talked this afternoon about the hard work you put in and the time and the effort in good weather and in bad weather. How rewarding is it for you to put in that kind of time and effort and ultimately come out here in this semifinal match and play as dominantly as you did on your way to a 4-3 win?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I put a real emphasis on putting this semester because I feel like I have been subpar in that department pretty much for my whole college career, and I know I have the capability to do it. And to see it actually, happen in the biggest stage that we have in college golf was absolutely awesome.
Well, fantastic. Great playing. Good luck to you and your teammates the rest of the afternoon. And let's head over to 16.
Sisk coming off that unlikely birdie. Now just one down to Quade Cummins, and the momentum starting to switch a little here.
That's the thing. Something like that, making one from off the green, that can rattle your opponent a little bit, but he's got to get up here and keep the pressure on. Sisk does. He needs to hit a quality tee shot.
What I've liked, though, Sisk is taking his time here. He came off that green at 15, really charged up. Crucial here now to slow down a bit here, control your emotions, and hit a quality shot. It's been a wedge pretty much all day long here. Kurt, that wind that had been helping from the right is not there at all right now. Just a very, very light breeze, so that will not be an issue here. Out to the right, needs to carry that bunker. Just carries the bunker. Should.
Ridge. Yeah. This needs to slow down just a little. Okay.
Now, what is Pooj facing here at 18?
It's a tough shot, but it's manageable. He has to land it on this upper tier with a little bit of spin. You can see he's got stance issues, but he gets it to check just a little. He can nurse it right down near the hole.
Came out too far to the right.
Yeah, he needed to take a line a little bit further left, but not terrible. I mean, he's still going to have about 10 feet for his 4.
He is one down. Again, Oklahoma has a point on the board. Arizona State has 2.
And the big issue here is just Brightwell. I mean, this is just a terrible situation he's put himself in. Anywhere short, he would have been fine. But now he's severely short-sighted. Another great break for him. This ball could not be sitting up any better, so he has every opportunity to clip it and spin it and get it in there tight. And that lie paid off right there, and he took advantage.
Did.
Great shot.
With an average to poor lie, that would have been a risky play to try to land it short like that. That lie made all the difference.
Back to 16, Quade Cummins.
Right, a little opening here. Just a pitching wedge for Cummings. This ball's headed to the left.
Easy to run off that left side.
Easy.
Okay. Fortunate to catch a piece of the green. And the 6-year senior, 25 years of age, a year ago when the season was canceled, there were questions. What were these players going to do? Quade Cummins sent this text to Ryan Hibble simply saying, I want rings. He was coming back for that 6th year with one goal in mind, and that was to win a national championship in 2021.
Down in 18, David Pooch needs to make his par putt and then hope that Brightwell misses his.
Yeah, he's got 2 outs here. What he needs to be focusing on, Brightwell, is just making his putt. Just focus on going through his normal routines, getting a good read, and just have every expectation that he has to make this putt. Should not be thinking about relying on the mistake of his opponent. Sort of those mental nuances, Kurt, of match play.
Yeah, but it's important to be that way. You have to expect that if you're Brightwell, you have to expect that Pooch is going to make this so that you're mentally prepared to get up there and knock that in. That's the only way to play in match play.
Well, there's also going to be a huge outpouring of support here. I mean, we've got about 200, 250 people surrounding this green, and about 3/4 of them, if not more, all pulling for ASU. So there's going to be a huge scream if he's able to knock this down and give himself a chance to go to extra holes.
That is clutch. So Pooch makes par at 18. And now Brightwell will have a par putt to put a point on the board. Pooch eagled 17 and then scratches out a par at 18. Will it be enough, though? Brightwell with a par putt to win the match.
Kurt, it just got real.
It just got, this 4-footer all of a sudden became a much longer putt.
Well, and for 6 or 7 holes prior to 17, Pooch hadn't been able to put any pressure whatsoever and just kind of allowed Brightwell to go along and do his business and not put any sort of pressure on him. And all of a sudden, it's coming down to a putt that just got a little bit longer.
Brightwell has been really steady with these. And there it is, Brightwell.
Let's go.
Puts a point on the board for Oklahoma. And a little fortuitous with that bounce off the cart path that kicked it back in play.
Appreciate it, man.
Coach Hibble with him all day long. Teammates looking on.
We head over to 16. Quade Cummins has this for par to tie the hole and remain 1 up.
He's got a good 6 feet here. Sisk hit an incredible putt from the back of the green and left it about a foot short. That putt was conceded.
How about that? What a 2-putt by Cummins. It's going to come down to this anchor match
Tied with 3s. Oklahoma
to see who
one
will
up.
move on to tomorrow. And while we have a moment, let's go down to Noda.
Have you had a chance to take a deep breath after that close finish there?
No, just now. That was crazy. That was nerve-wracking, but this is why we're here.
Explain to everybody just how amplified things got all of a sudden. You guys went 6 or 7 holes where there wasn't a lot happening, and all of a sudden your opponent hits a huge tee shot into 2.5 feet there at 17 for eagle, and then you're staring at possibly letting that lead go.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's match play. It can just turn around so fast. 2 up it's not very safe. You know, obviously we just saw it almost wipe away. You know, David hit a great drive to tap in, so not much I could do. That was a great shot. And then 18's tough hole, and I just figured par would be just try to grind it up par.
Well, congratulations. That was a strong finish. Over to you, Bones.
So you take a look at it. It's coming down to the last match. Quade Cummins, the leader of this Oklahoma team, 1 up through 16. Each team has 2 points on the board. Pepperdine, well, they're just kind of kicking back, relaxing a little bit and waiting. They took care of Oklahoma State 4-1 in the other semifinal, and Quade Cummins, a hug from Mom, and he took over that match on the 9th hole. And as I think
This is Jay. Jay
played
for
the Sooners 52 years ago.
described it perfectly.
Yeah, the one thing I like about this last match out there, Sisk and Cummins, is at least Sisk is going first here at 17, and he can get up there, and if he happens to hit a great drive and gets it on the green, he puts a lot of pressure on Cummins.
I think that's a great point. You know, anytime that you can apply the pressure, especially in the situation that's mounting out here right now, first to play, he can really apply the pressure here to Quade Cummins.
He's going with iron off this tee. I'm surprised.
I am very surprised at this play.
Huh. A little too far left, too. If that gets down there too far, you can get blocked out. I think he's okay there, but I'm just surprised here.
So totally surprised, Kurt. And he is far enough back. The tree up the left-hand side won't present any issues at all. But
he is in the rough. But he is in the rough, and that makes it more difficult to spin it at all and control it. And Cummins just going to get up and hit driver.
I was going to ask you guys, based on that tee shot, 1 up, might he change his game plan?
Yeah, this is fine here. This might be better than fine.
Lands on that front edge there.
I don't understand iron off the tee when you're 1 down on a drivable par 4.
Quade Cummins came back for rings. He holds a deciding point for Oklahoma. Today's coverage is brought to you by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance. Stiefel Investment Services since 1890. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Bushnell Golf and the new Wingman. Crank up your game. The reason behind it.
And I went back and spoke with head coach Matt Thurman, Arizona State. He said that was Sisk's decision at the tee. He felt more comfortable hitting a wedge into this hole, but the mistake is he put it in the rough. On the other side of that, he's drawn a very nice slide here. He can spin it from here, just over 100 yards.
And put no pressure on his opponent by laying it back here. Yeah, that's the trouble. Even in this light rough, we've seen flyers all week, and that is in trouble over the green.
Now you got Quade Cummins for eagle.
His teammates watching with this last match out on the golf course. You see Riggs Johnson saying, sit, sit. He knew it was going to be long. Quade Cummins has a putt for eagle. Sisk is over the green in 2. And this would If he wins this hole, he wins the match, and Oklahoma is in the championship match. Sweaty sweater and all.
It's a difficult putt. I mean, we've seen a couple of guys down there today, and it's tough to get it close, but I would rather be putting anywhere on the green than back there with a wedge.
Has a little bit more on that. We talked about it was Sis's decision to hit the iron off the tee in his wedge shot. Coach Thurman came past me and says, I guess the wedge shot wasn't as easy as he thought it would be, and gave it a wry smile.
Well, certainly from the fairway it might have been a little different, but once he drove it in the rough with that iron off the tee, it's going to be awfully tough to get it close.
As we saw, David Pooge in his battle with Brightwell, he hit it to 3.5 feet and put some pressure on Brightwell.
Really slow coming up this hill. Definitely turn. Once it gets up, start turning gently back to the left. And that's going to come up well short of a good maybe 8 to 10 feet now for Cummings for his birdie. With Sis with a very delicate little pitch shot from over the green, ball sitting down. If he's going to get this close, he's going to have to just land it, in my opinion, Kurt, out of the lie that he has, just on the fringe and let it release down the slope.
That's exactly right. And if you make a little bit of a mistake here with too much momentum going down there, it'll easily run 10, 12 feet past the hole.
No doubt.
Well, worst case scenario is Sis has to figure out a way to at least tie this hole and force the match to 18. Remember, Aman Gupta of Oklahoma State, Kurt, he knocked it about 15 feet past and then had to make the putt for par to get that match to 18.
You got to decide here. Are you going to try to loft it up and just get it on the green or onto the fringe? And it looks like Billy Ray's got the face open.
He's going to, it's interesting. He's sitting up. He's going to get some grass caught between the club face and the ball here. So the strike is important. Just coaxes it down this slope. Look, it's still going to run a
he
good
can't
6
do
to
much,
8 feet.
Right? He can't do much better than
that.
Not
at all. The only way he could stop it, though, was to hit the flag stick.
So now the scene turns to Quade Cummins of Oklahoma as his teammates look on. He has a putt for birdie to advance Oklahoma into the championship match against Pepperdine tomorrow. Oklahoma won the national championship in 2017. Cummins was a part of that, wants to be a part of another one. And there it is. Oklahoma has advanced to the championship match. Cummins with the birdie at 17 to win his match.
Come on! Come on, Q. Go. Let's go. Come on, Q. Oh, it's awesome. Good job, bro. Thanks.
Let's go!
Come on! Yes!
Let's go!
So the brackets are set as Oklahoma knocks off the top seed Arizona State, and Pepperdine takes care of Oklahoma State. So it'll be Pepperdine and Oklahoma for the national championship as we send it down to Bones.
Coach Hibble, what a day for you and your Sooners. You're going to be out here tomorrow playing for another national championship. What will you tell your team tonight?
Well, I mean, first of all, we're going to just be excited right now. We just had some great moments and go grab some food and and think about tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's what we've been working for all year long, and couldn't be more excited for our guys in this moment. You know, to watch Quade knock that putt in right there, to have a chance to play for a national championship is exactly why a guy like that came back, and just really excited for all of our guys.
You've got Pepperdine tomorrow. They're obviously a very good team. Do you guys have much experience playing with those guys, and what do you think we'll see in terms of the head-to-head matches?
Yeah, I mean, they're very good. I mean, everybody that's made it to this point's just so good from top to bottom. So, you know, Michael Beard's one of my good buddies, and they've got a phenomenal team, and just really excited about that challenge tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much. Best of luck to you, your team, and your sweater vest tomorrow. Go get them. Let's go to BR.
All right, Bones, thanks a lot. Quade, amazing. Come down to the last match. You're the leader of this team. What was going through your mind on that putt to send your team, the Oklahoma Sooners, to the finals tomorrow?
That's why we practice all year long, to have a putt like that to, you know, to either win the national championship, but in this case to play in the championship match. That's why everybody comes to OU to have that opportunity to have that putt.
I know it's been well documented. The reason you came back, you were part of the 2017 National Championship team. The reason you came back was to put a ring on your finger. Talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to get there first, so just having an opportunity is awesome. You know, we have a lot of work to do. Pepperdine, you know, waxed us pretty good at East Lake Cup, so we know they're a good team, but we're a good team too.
All right, Quade, good luck tomorrow. Bob?
And one more look at the putt that delivered Oklahoma to the championship match. And fitting that it would be Quade Cummins to deliver that point. Coach Chibble's family there. Sweat doesn't matter. Arizona State season comes to an end as they battled Oklahoma. Kurt, we certainly saw the art of match play down the stretch, and you wonder about Cameron Sist electing the layup and then missing the fairway. Quade Cummins, though, made the plays. Let's look ahead to the championship match, though, because the big problem for Oklahoma that you look at right now is the fact that Reband has not been able to find his game. Welch got beaten badly, and Lawrence was 0-2 today.
Yeah, Oklahoma's, I mean, right now it feels like they're playing with four guys. Their fifth man is a problem right now. And Pepperdine is playing some great golf. Pepperdine, they're very strong. Both sides have All-America players on there, and coaches have plenty of experience, so it's going to be really fun.
Coach Hibble gathering his team up. He's got the sweater from Rich Harvest Farms in 2017 when they beat Oregon to win the national championship. Coming up next, it's Golf Central with all the news, highlights, and analysis. Then make sure you join us for the championship match of the Division I Men's Golf Championships tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Can Oklahoma win the title again? Pepperdine is 5 deep. They can get points from anywhere. They were able to take down Oklahoma State impressively 4-1 with the coolness of Joe Highsmith throughout the course of the day. Setting up to be a wonderful championship match here at Grayhawk. So Kurt Byron, Steve Burkowski, Nona Begay, Bones Mackay, and Billy Ray Brown, Bob Papa saying so long from Scottsdale.